that noise?
Yeah, what was that?
Oh, sorry. I have my
Oh,
protein shake with me. I was putting the cup down.
I'm hitting the button, and then Vex just fucking throws stuff across the room. Yes, let's go live.
Yeah.
I got my weigh in.
Yeah, Universal, screw them, man. They're just completely unfair when it comes to anything copyright.
Well, that's good because my deadline's this Sunday for this video, and that's Jurassic World. So I've got to go through all the fun Universal copyright stuff. Yay! It's been so many years since I last did Universal. Actually, that's not true. It wasn't Godzilla X Kong Universe? Fuck it, I don't even know. But it's been a while since Jurassic. Oh no, wait, is that Warner? Oh no, it is Universal.
Universal, yeah, Universal, 100%.
I swear, MonsterVerse. Yeah, because that's the thing. MonsterVerse and Jurassic are owned by the same dog shit studio, so they'll be able to do their crossover for all the retarded fans to enjoy.
They gave me no trouble with Godzilla.
I was gonna ask, do you have any trouble with that, or is it just
no? And I talked mad shit. The title of the video was Godzilla Kong, whatever is fucking stupid, was the title of the video.
I think even Universal have standards, though. It's like, well, Jurassic kind of resembles art in a way that MonsterVerse doesn't, and so we're not even going to try. It's just do what you want with MonsterVerse because it's so dumb.
They think it does. Just that one word Jurassic still gives it so much fucking, like cred. But it's a trash movie. I honestly think out of all the crappy movies this summer, it's the one I'm least likely to rewatch. 28 Years Later, Superman, Fantastic Four, and an Afterbirth. It's just nothing.
Agreed.
What a terrific summer it's been. It's so good.
Hell of a July.
It started good, man. I like the first 40 minutes of 28 Years Later. I was like, oh, I can't wait. It's going to be a great summer. And then it all just fell apart.
It's how we felt about Fantastic Four, too.
And same with Superman. I liked the first 30 or 40 minutes of all three of those movies. And then they fell apart. Yeah.
I like the early cope that was in the comments section today before we even went live.
What was it?
Oh, well, it was 200 million budget and it's over 500 at the box office. Like, stop labeling everything a flop, guys. Ooh.
It's not it's not over 500, first of all. And second of all, when a movie isn't profitable, it didn't make a profit. So that's how that works.
But the budget was only 200. Like, even if you put 100 in there for marketing,
the budget was only 200. What?
It's just math, people, man. Like, you're putting yourself in a crazy. You're putting yourself in a crazy situation if you're making a $200 million movie in the first place.
People do this all the time. Oh, why are you adjusting for inflation? That's just there to make Zack Snyder look bad. The concept of inflation predates your stupid fascination with Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
It's like, this is just how numbers and money work. So deal with it. What is
they don't bring this up
currently at either? Because it
is at about 200 domestic and a little over 400 million worldwide, or near 400 million worldwide. I'll give you the exact total: 368 million worldwide. It's doing better domestically than internationally. The international audience isn't loving the Fantastic Four as much as American audiences. And so this drop was from Friday to Friday, the one that you see on the screen. It's an 80% drop, but the whole weekend was 66% to 40 million was the second weekend haul. So a 66% drop. It lost 2/3 of the audience.
That doesn't sound quite as bad, because
it is really bad.
I mean, it's bad, but like isn't that still within the usual range of Marvel movies though? Haven't they all been sort of like 65?
It's on the worst end. Like when a movie is not, it's actually a number where I would be like, oh, the movie wasn't received well.
What's it comparable to in terms of
Brave New World?
Yeah,
that's not.
There was an interesting point that Niet had brought up on his channel last night. Is that like a 60-70% drop weekend over weekend wasn't bad when the MCU was at its height, because it made such a killing the opening weekend.
The opening weekends were huge. So if you're dropping 70% from like 180 million, that's a lot better than the 118.
Right. But this didn't, what did this even pull in?
Like 118, weekend? I believe.
Yeah, that's not impressive.
It's Marvel not standards. Because like, it's happened so rapidly. It's really weird to see the cope, because I'm like, dude, fucking Ant-Man 3 opened to over 100 million. You're talking about the Fantastic Four. No, they are not on the level of Spider-Man, but they are a much better known property. So just a couple of years ago, if Ant-Man 3 if Marvel had enough goodwill to get Ant-Man 3 to open to like $110 million, and this barely cracked that a few years later, especially with inflation, then the MCU is not in a good spot. Like phase 1 through 3, I think it was something like 75 or 80% of those movies, the first 19 films, they made over $500 million. This might not do that.
And if this came out at that time, this would have been a smash hit. Even with its flaws now, like it would have been a part of the MCU hype, and all its flaws would be ignored because the things we liked about it would still be intact, and people would just assume that, hey, whatever we need from this movie or these characters, they're going to get developed in other sequels, right? So we wouldn't worry about it. But now, as an individual movie, you would judge it much more harshly. And it was refreshing just going back to a fresh, brand new story, but they just didn't do enough, right?
Indeed, like it's their new ceiling is their previous floor. Like what they're the lowest that a movie used to make is now like the highest that it's probably going to make, unless it's infected with nostalgia, like Deadpool and Wolverine, or hopefully they hope Doomsday and Secret Wars will be.
And you can only do that trick so many times, right? They've already pulled it, like No Way Home and
going
Deadpool,
back to the well.
Just in terms of like Deadpool 2, it's like for all of this cast, like all of us know who this cast is because we watch movies and we keep up with this stuff. But for a normie audience, there's no charisma appeal. There's no star appeal here. Like you can make the argument for Ant-Man, as terrible as it was, people love Paul Rudd no matter what he's in. So you'll go see a Paul Rudd movie.
And they like the MCU.
Right. And then you have like bigger, legacy actors like Michael Douglas was the dad, was Pym, and Michelle Pfeiffer showed up.
That was also the end of the trilogy. There's people who like the first and second film potentially, right?
Right. So it's like there's no I don't know any of these people. I don't know what they're like in interviews. I haven't seen them really in much. Like I don't have Pedro fatigue because I don't watch. I haven't seen a lot.
I was saying that too. So. I don't consume Pedro Pascal media usually, so I don't have fatigue.
I actually spent the first 20 minutes like, holy shit, it's just Pedro. Like it actually affected my first beginning watch, but after he really started to perform midway into the movie, and he's the only one who gets a chance to act. So yeah, that's what keeps him going. You can be shoved into every single genre there is if you can act. That's how he's been able to pull this off.
And he is good when he's given a good part, but it is like. I do understand the Pedro fatigue in the sense that almost any random thing you put on at the moment, there's about a 70% chance he's in it. It's like, well, I fancy myself an historical epic. What's come out recently? Gladiator 2. Oh, look, it's Pedro Pascal. I kind of like zombies and shit. What's the most recent? Oh, it's there he is again. Fuck. Let's go back to him. Oh no, he's in Marvel as well. There he is again. It's just that he just keeps, but I do like him. He is a good actor. So like I'm not fatigued by Pedro, unlike lots of people he touches.
Yeah, that's getting pretty creepy.
Lots of people he touches.
It's like Bella. Like there's no shots of that. I just don't understand that.
But he groomed her. That was the difference.
He didn't grope. He groomed.
Exactly. Oh, how do I bond with my much younger co-star? Talk about sexuality with her. Yes, Bella, take it.
Oh, Kirby.
Yeah, I don't know what else there is to say about this. This movie it's not going to make any money.
That's the thing, right? Because it's always slightly disappointing, I think, if you reach, say, the second week and actually, because obviously we talked about it fairly extensively last week, but with a really good movie or even a really bad movie, usually the week after there's still there's a lot of interest, there's still lots to say. Either it's amazing so you can keep talking about how good it was, or much more likely it was so bad and there's still ways you didn't quite cover the last time you talked about it. Fantastic Four, it's just I don't even know if I'm going to bother doing a video. It's just it's done. It's been there. We've seen it. It's interesting for half an hour at most. Probably 20 minutes is more accurate. And after that, it's just okay, but are we going back to this universe? Maybe. Fuck it. I don't know. Doomsday will reveal if we see this particular universe again. There's just not much there with Fantastic Four, which I think is probably partly to blame for the low box office draw. What is there to rewatch about this movie? What didn't you pick up the first time you saw it? What makes you want to go back and see it again?
There are also rumors now swirling that Pedro might not be leading the Avengers and he'll have a significant role, but not be.
I saw that story.
Who is going to?
Well, no one. I don't know. I mean, he'll lead one part of it. Would be my guess.
Yeah.
Because they what have we got? So we've got we have
The
Captain
X-Men.
Falcon's version. He's leading his version of the Avengers. Yelena is leading the Thunderbolts. Pedro Pascal is leading the Fantastic Four. Then you've got all the legacy sort of X-Men people, like you say. They'll have their own shit going on. I guess there's not going to be a leader. I would imagine it's going to be parceled out into groupings, and like each group will have their leader.
Well, when Secret Wars rolls around, Reed has to be. If it's it doesn't have to follow the story remotely, but it would be like Civil War not having Iron Man and Captain America be the two leads. It would be not. You can do anything in Civil War, but that has to stay as an adaptation point, and so does Reed and Doctor Doom. So I don't know.
Well, let's hope they're aware of that, because Iron Man originally wasn't even going to be in Civil War. You know, like that was like a last minute thing.
Right, you cannot have Civil War without Iron Man.
You can't. It's crazy. It's one of the best decisions Feige ever made, I'm pretty sure. And with this, it's probably going the Infinity War structure where they split them all into groups. And
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I don't mind little mini leaders for each of that if you're gonna do that, but it's the only way to do a movie with like 1,000 characters, right?
There was so much setup though leading up to that. Like at least before Infinity War hit, we had Civil War. Then there was like the whole what was it? Winter Soldier. Wait. So all the Cap movies kind of set up the final arc of the Avengers, didn't they? Yeah.
Cap movies are super important.
Cap movie is the best trilogy in the MCU. It's one of the best trilogies ever.
There's no setup really here. Like the setup only goes so far as, oh, we're gonna use this movie to introduce this character, either in a big or small way. And it's just scrambling, putting leftovers into a hot pot sort of deal. So
you know, you just put this in my head, Max. Oh no, I was just gonna say real quickly, like if you're gonna make an individual movie like this, it's not attached to anything, it's gotta be good. Otherwise, like Platoon said, there's nothing to say about it at this point.
Yeah.
At least when it's attached to all the other slop, you can have your hopes of like, hey, maybe we'll do something with it in the future, but you can get away with being mediocre when you're attached. So like, yeah, this isn't the way forward. They have to buckle down and make good films.
You can watch Phase 4, 5, and now into 6, and just watch Spider-Man: No Way Home, like Thunderbolts, I guess, and this. That's all you have to watch.
Yeah.
What did Thunderbolts set up?
I don't even know. Well, I guess one of the teams that will be in Doomsday.
That's the perfect answer. maybe
one of the teams that's in Doomsday.
I mean, they will be in Doomsday, right? So like, the Thunderbolts will be there, and I don't know how important their role will be, but those characters will be back in Doomsday. Everyone in the universe is in Doomsday. I think I've got a casting call at some point next week. They'll be in that. Then you would have thought, well, okay, maybe the Thunderbolts, didn't it set up Fantastic Four? And then it's like, well, no, actually, it gave us their ship, but that doesn't actually have anything to do with the movie that we got. So either it is set significantly further forward in time, and it's a tie-in which will make more sense for Doomsday, and it was filmed on the Doomsday set, right? So that would make a degree of sense. Or they don't give a shit anymore, and so it's just, how can we maybe advertise the next movie? What flimsy pretext? Oh, fuck it, just stick a spaceship there, it'll do. And maybe that was it. Maybe we'll never learn what the spaceship was doing at the end of Thunderbolts, but in theory, it was setting that up.
Yeah.
It's going to be like the Count of Kangs and all the other stupid things that we're never going to get any answers to. And it just feels like they've thrown in the towel completely. Because I see someone in the chat saying like, hey, maybe they'll explain it in the shows. They don't explain shit in the shows, ever. What have they ever? It just never happened.
They probably, studios do this type of shit all the time. They always overestimate the film, and then when the real numbers come in, it's normally lower. So I wouldn't be surprised if it comes in. They'll probably want to save face because they can skew numbers a little bit.
Yeah.
So if it's close to 40 million, it'll probably say 40 million.
How is it holding up versus Superman, though, in the battle of the two not very good superhero movies we've had this summer?
Superman is crushing Fantastic Four.
Oh, that's a shame.
Because it actually held well. So Superman did in its second weekend and only declined 53%. And this one,
so
fell off
bad.
Oh,
Why
shit,
is that?
Dude, no, you don't. You have to understand, James Gunn is an emotional manipulator. He's a gaslighter, okay? Because we listen to the soundtrack from that movie and actually enjoy it because the soundtrack is good. and it does trick you into being like, oh yeah, Superman, that was good. And then you think about like, no, that was a terrible movie. The soundtrack's great, and it has the dog for some people. That's enough.
Yeah, I was gonna say crypto's probably a big part of that stupid movie's success.
It is such like fucking lowbrow manipulation, as you said. But like all James Gunn's tricks are so easy to pull off. Like the putting slightly tonally discordant soundtrack over a scene, anyone can do that. It's so simple. He just picks a song he likes and sticks it over a slightly slowed down scene. It's basically the same as the Yondu fight with the magic dart thing in Guardians 2. Same thing happens. Shot very similarly, slightly slowed down, nice cheerful music while fight scene plays out. It's so easy to do.
Yeah, yes.
God, I hate that film.
Basic bitch, man. Everything about him.
It is effective for the general audience.
Well, apparently. Well, not the international audience, though, right? Because don't we all hate America or something, and that's the reason it's not performing internationally? That was his excuse.
I'd like to see how his Guardians movies did internationally.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I don't know. International audiences, like, they enjoy DC more than Marvel generally.
Really?
Do they?
At least when I'm looking at box office numbers, I normally see a like 40-60 split when it comes to DC.
Wasn't China like a massive part of the MCU success? I thought they love Marvel.
Yeah.
Oh, they still love the superhero movies, but like as far as splits go, like generally speaking, like the darker tone of the DC universe and all that shit, the splits are normally like favor the international numbers by a large margin, like 2-1.
So foreigners like Zack Snyder is what you're saying.
I think so.
But interesting.
No, you can't blame us for him. That's not
Spider-Man. What's he up to now? He's done with the Rebel Moon.
Snyder, he said that maybe I'll do another Rebel Moon. Maybe I won't. I don't know yet.
Does he actually sound? Does he sound like that when he said?
Yeah,
that?
he kind of talks like a little, you know.
Yeah, he's got a little weird.
He's got a little Tarantino going on.
Ugh.
Tarantino's voice is so much more character to it though. Like,
it does.
He holds himself with more confidence, even though he's got a lamer voice. It's weird. I like Tarantino a lot though. Like, he's so great in interviews.
There's for whatever reason I clicked on one video that was like Tarantino's opinion on like Jaws 3, and then I've gone down this rabbit hole of Tarantino's opinions on all kinds of schlock.
Everything. He's so great in interviews. I'm telling you.
Yeah, he just
always
talks
get
about.
good insight.
He's seen everything. He doesn't care. He'll watch it all.
He's a real movie fan. I really like that about him.
And this is how good the MCU conversation is that like so Tarantino.
Yeah.
What it's just there's no character other than a little bit of acting from Pedro. Who I still to this day haven't seen anyone have any conversation about the Silver Surfer. That was just a nothing burger. Even the gender swap, nobody even really cared. It was just whatever. And Galactus was a goober. There's not much more to say about him. Like that picture in the background.
Goober,
that picture in the background doesn't really do it justice. Like, he wasn't that big, and that's what I was expecting.
It was a super safe feeling movie. It's like they made this film with their asses clenched and just prayed that they didn't.
I'm just realizing now Galactus is in the back of that photo. Wow. Yeah. So insignificant.
He's blended in there. Like, that's what I mean. If you could do that to Galactus, to the point where Vex doesn't even notice him.
He's way bigger in that shot than he is in the movie.
That was my whole point. They shrunk him down in the movie, but they make him look like a fucking chungus.
Even Fortnite did him quite recently, didn't they? Because I'm sure like Galactus popped up in Fortnite, but again he was way bigger, and like his upper torso was kind of stretching out over the horizon, so you only saw the top half of his body. So how did Fortnite get that right? And the F4 movie didn't.
Having to write around that size is way more interesting to me. The fact that they just shrunk him down and made him a moron, that ruined him for me.
He actually looks really cool in Fortnite. I'm not gonna look at these screenshots right now.
He looks cool everywhere except this movie.
There's a few decisions that Fortnite make which just make so much more sense than the movies they're a tie-in for. Like at least Fortnite gave us a reason for somehow Palpatine being returned. Like that was explained in Fortnite. He was back. He gave his announcement to the people of Fortnite. And Galactus looks better in Fortnite. There'll be a bunch of other stuff, I'm sure, in recent movies which Fortnite will somehow inexplicably do better. But then again, I wasn't even like, because his size wasn't even the thing that really pissed me off about Galactus, which is like how utterly nothing his character is, like everything about him was. Like, he makes no sense. his plan does not require him to be off his ship. He has a little tractor beam. We see it in the Silver Surfer flashback. He can just lift people off their planets. But no, he has to get off his ship to go and pick up the baby. So fucking why not? Okay, but again, because I know nothing about the comics really, but I've heard of the character and I'd heard him be built up, and I was like expecting something more than we got, which was kind of like nothing.
It's
No,
thrown all
that's the
over
funny
again.
thing. He's a really well-known villain, but he's constantly beat by one team of goofballs. These guys.
As I was saying, it's like Thrawn. It feels the same thing. Just a cool villain that I don't know much about. I want to see him fleshed out after all the hype, and then they shit on him. It's just coping asshole from Ahsoka, and then this shrunken meathead. There's so many things they could have done.
At least this movie acknowledged that Galactus lost. It wasn't like Thrawn who just fucks everything up and then says, all part of the plan.
I remember watching that and being in disbelief every single time. I'm like, you're not even good. He can't admit anything. And I thought it was going to be some master plan at the end, but like, no, it's just cope.
But Admiral, you just got a bunch of your people killed. Acceptable losses.
Honestly,
but Admiral, why didn't you send a TIE bomber? Because one of those would have done the job. Why didn't you do it, Thrawn? All part of the plan.
It sounds
like
exaggeration.
Exactly as we had foreseen.
It's fucked up, man. It's exactly like you're saying. Like you can't talk about Thrawn without it sound like exaggeration, but it's just fucking terrible, man. I've never seen coping like that in any story.
From a certain point of view, I am not retarded.
The line.
Well, fuck this topic. Let's move on, shall we?
Oh God damn
it! More Pedro.
We've moved on in the way that Mr. Brown moves on, which is to say we haven't moved on at all. We've just sidestepped.
More Pedro.
No.
See what you've done. Oh, God. Oh no, you mentioned this too. Like integral
we did
role.
Mention
What's that
this.
supposed to mean?
Yeah.
What's it even supposed to mean? But if anything, it's like we mentioned, it'd probably be like little segments of little factions splintered off across the multiverse, and he'll probably be the leader of one. That's the
I think it's fine if he's not the lead in Doomsday, but he does have to be the person to defeat Doctor Doom in Secret Wars, or it's fucking, what are we doing here?
Well, this is like what Jedi was saying earlier. It'll be little stories, right? So it'll be like Infinity War, how you had Cap in Wakanda, and then you had Tony and Tony was in space, right? I think it was. He was
Tony and Doctor Strange. Why am I
Spider-Man
the entire movie?
Yeah, and then and then you had the Guardians of the Galaxy with Thor in another group. So he'll play an integral role in which he'll be leading a team amongst these little stories that are all going to connect together.
It's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
It's a proven structure, so why not?
Out of curiosity, like what has anyone heard of or read something about how investors are feeling about the MCU moving forward? Because it kind of feels like all of these little like droplets of news, because even though they've like condensed their release schedule, we're still getting a lot of news. And I'm just wondering if it's just like, oh, we got to build hype. We got to make our investors a little bit happier and hopeful about the future. Like, does anyone know what they're thinking?
I don't know.
That's a great question.
Particularly happy, but then the hype machine is kind of all Marvel has going for it these days.
Yeah,
it's all it really does know how to do. It's they'll release shows. Well, which was the show? Oh no, it was the Marvels when they stuck all the footage of Thanos in the trailers for the Marvels, pretending like, oh, this is definitely connected to that thing you liked. Remember Tony Stark? Remember
it started
Steve
with
Rogers?
fucking Iron Man. That was
Thanos?
The most bullshit trailer ever.
Well, here's a musical featuring cats that isn't called Cats. Why did you put that in your trailer? But that's all they know how to do. And it's why they keep doing it. Like there was the footage from Spider-Man Brand New Day. There's some of that released today of just like, street level action, standard, as
that
you
was
see
a
every
distraction.
day. Fucking APC chase through the streets of Glasgow. That looks grounded and realistic. Well done. Keep it going, and we'll see. But like, I guess they have to put that out again because of hype. Spider-Man is one of the only things they've got going for them.
The F4 is bombing. Just put Spider-Man out there for some good PR.
It's very premature, right?
They just don't fucking care anymore. People do not care. It's too convoluted. They did this to themselves. They shot themselves in the foot. Repeatedly, they blew their own feet off. At this point,
too much.
It's too much. All the trash they put out over 4 years, and 2 years ago, people still cared.
not having the foresight after Endgame to know what they'd achieved, and just like just not exactly quit while you're ahead, but instead of just trying to go crazy, that was the worst time to release all of those Disney Plus shows and just go nuts as if they were like gonna have the same type of effect. It's just one of the best examples of not understanding what got you to the dance, you know.
But they
And the
still
focus
thought it
on
was
character.
working, didn't it? I mean, didn't Multiverse of Madness make something like 900 million?
Because
It
they
was a
were
huge
The fact it
film.
didn't
Yeah.
make a billion should have been a warning sign to them. The fact that Thor did
Yes.
not. These movies should have hit $1 billion.
But that
and
was
they
them just
didn't.
looking at the numbers, where as long as they're still making over 800, closer to $1 billion, no one's going to say a word. It was Thor being so garbage that got people to open up their eyes, and it was downhill from there. But prior to that, they just fell off. They fell off in terms of the quality and the character work completely. And what's frustrating is it's so close. Like Infinity War has some of the best character work they ever did, and then somehow it just completely fell apart like just 2 movies later. And their thought process has been fucked ever since.
People who are running these studios are fucking clueless. Like, we have the finger on the pulse way better than they do, because, like, for example, the person that runs Blumhouse Pictures that did Megan, he thought that he said, and this is awesome that he actually came out and admitted his mistakes, but he basically admitted that he was clueless. He had no idea why this character was popular. He completely misinterpreted why she was. He thought that she was more like Superman and you could change genres and just plop her in. So the sequel was an action comedy instead of a fucking horror movie. And it bombed. It was a bad movie too.
Mithrigan?
Yeah, Mithrigan.
Okay,
and it's the same. It's the same with Kevin Feige, because he said that Brave New World bombed because it didn't have Chris Evans, and I was like, that is not why that movie underperformed, dude.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
that is fucking crazy. You just said that. Like,
this is what I mean.
Either lying or you're
But
stupid.
also, like, it might have helped if it had Chris Evans, but then from, who made the decision to not have Chris Evans as Captain America, or who made the decision to make Sam Wilson Captain America?
Yeah,
like,
maybe
who made
it
the bad
isn't
decisions
Chris
in the
Evans.
first place.
This is what I
Maybe
mean.
it's
It
not.
comes down to them. It's them just not knowing character from the in the first place. Where, like, if they don't know that changing Chris Evans Captain America into fucking Sam Falcon, it wasn't a good idea from the first place, then they're doomed, right? You can't go and see how the movie performed and say that was the problem. You should be able to understand your characters enough prior to that to not make that mistake in the first place. Like, that
It
was
is funny as well. Like, one of the probably one of the most popular characters they've actually made since Phase 3 ended is the one they've tried the hardest to make everyone hate, which is John Walker. They've accidentally a good example of multiple teams of people not understanding what makes their own creations popular. They keep saying this guy's an evil douche, and the audience keeps saying he's the best character in the thing. We should have more of him, please.
Thank you.
I don't understand.
This is what
John
I was
Walker
going to say. Brave New World didn't have Captain America, so when you do that, maybe audiences aren't going to receive it well. That's the biggest problem.
Just
your
to
Captain
add,
America movie lacked its main character.
Right. And to add on to that, any normies who didn't watch like Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the setup at the end of Endgame implied that Bucky was going to be Cap, not
No. It's not at the end of Endgame. It does still have him give the shield to Sam.
No,
so
sorry,
one of the bad decisions Endgame makes is right at the end.
It was Infinity War. It was all leading up, like Infinity War. They were planting the seed, and then they do the bait and switch at the end of Endgame.
They were setting it up throughout the entire MCU. Winter Soldier, he grabs the
Yes.
shield. There's a deleted scene in Civil War where he actually uses the shield again. There's so much like setup for Bucky to be the new Captain America. I think it was even a part of his contract initially. I'm not sure if that's 100% true, but they've been setting it up for years. The entire thing with Falcon was just diversity push. There's nothing else to it.
Yeah,
it's trash. And
I remember when Endgame came out, everyone was upset about that. Like, as much praise as everyone had for it, they were just kind of like, why are you giving it to Sam? I remember that being a thing on the internet.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It just genuinely makes no sense because he's not. We've said it time and time again, but like Bucky, again, he's a super soldier, so he can use the shield. But more importantly, he needs a new identity. He's trying to get away from the Winter Soldier, so he's the perfect person to be Cap, even if he has to do it as a masked Captain America for a year and then reveal his identity. There's a million ways you could have done it, but the only good thing they did in that show, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, was the opening scenes with Bucky and like the flashbacks and a little bit of the therapy session. You got to see how he was affected by this, and it was good. But then the rest of the show just forgets that character completely. And I haven't seen Thunderbolts, but I'm sure they ignore him as well, right? Bucky's whole character could have been amazing.
In Falcon and the Winter Soldier, did they have like sort of like a buddy cop thing going on?
No,
No.
no, that's what they thought
Oh,
they had.
dang.
It was.
Was
Bucky's
that-
such a fucking loser in that show. Like, if you're a Bucky fan, don't watch that show. He's such a bum. They just nerf his powers and make everyone beat him up.
That's
And
Dude,
they're
insane.
both
everything.
they
It
jump
was so
fucking
frustrating to hear
yeah.
him be like, everything he's gone through and experienced, and he had to like bend the knee at the end of the show and be like, you know what, you're right, Sam. I should have thought what it would be like as a black man wielding that
God.
shield. And I'm like,
I never
shut
knew what
the
it was like to
fuck
give
up.
a black man the shield. I should have known. Like, he completely. I forgot. I said in one of my videos, and I forgot about that line until you fucking said that, Cynic. Why'd you bring that up?
Because it's frustrating and it
so
stands
bad.
out almost as much as you got to do better, Senator.
The end game scene is so soft in the fact that there's just the frustration of like, okay, why is he getting the shield when obviously Bucky should get the shield? But the scene that Cynic just mentioned makes you want to fucking throw your drink at the screen of like Bucky being like, I should have known what it meant to give a black man the shield. It was like,
God.
me and Cap were wrong. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? Like, has nothing to do with any of this shit. And you know what they do? They go and they jump the dude and they break his arm and they take the fucking shield back. They turn Bucky and Sam into two thugs.
Thugs, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Good.
yeah, the show's fucked. And again,
That's
you don't
bad.
need to see it to understand Brave New World. Like, Incredible
Mhm.
Hulk is actually more of important of a rewatch.
Well,
Dang.
they do introduce the what's his face there, the old timer Morpheus super soldier.
Oh, yeah, but he's fucking. You could have summed him up in like 15 seconds. You don't really
Yeah.
need the. You know about the Black Super Soldier Vex?
No.
What's
Well,
his
now
name
you
again?
do. Moving
Yeah.
on.
That's it. Yeah, that's just pretty much it. Much else to say about him. He's played by a good actor. That's all I can.
Oh,
really
the guy they
Yeah.
put in jail. There we go. It was that
Yes,
guy, right?
Isaiah
Yeah.
Bradley is the character's name.
Yeah. I didn't mind that. There was an interesting thing that could have worked in there, but you could tell that the reshoots just kind of picked apart any subplot that guy was supposed to have.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
What-
Avengers.
I don't remember what I had next on the slides. I do make these purposefully, just so you know. Like,
Well, look, at least we're talking about them this week.
that's
So
true.
they're not just window dressing for talk about boobs.
Mhm.
We can do that anytime, though.
Boob discussion. Epic.
That was an epic discussion. Went on for a half hour.
I think
It is. It was so good. It broke Reaper's computer, which is why he isn't here this week.
Yes, everyone. Sorry to say, Reaper's not here, for his computer is dead.
Did he have any like timeline for it or?
No, that's. I was trying to figure that out, but I didn't want to ask. Like, you got that, or you know. So I don't know. But next topic up was the PR distraction away from FF bombing is Spider-Man's costume reveal.
It looks like Spider-Man.
Sure does.
Yeah.
All right. What's the
Next topic.
Not much to say about that. That's it.
There was what was the thing about the costume reveal? Am I missing something?
It
Is it-
looks good. I don't know.
But it
It's
looks
changed.
the same as the others, really.
It's
not
changed slightly. It has slightly raised webbing. It's a little more Steve Ditko, I feel like, than
It's
previously.
not. Yeah, like it's fabric as opposed to
It has the
metallic.
gauntlets style web shooters. Very cool.
Did you
I
not
mean, I
already have those?
approve. It's great.
This just looks like a kid's Halloween costume.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say.
Well, what they're going to do
Chubby,
is
skinny
they'll,
fat dude in a Spider-Man.
they'll use CGI for sure to like tighten up the costume around his neck and face.
His belly.
whatever.
Like, look at that. What are we doing here? It's just
But they always, you know, what's frustrating about the MCU Spider-Man? I prefer this one out of all the iterations so far, but I hate the look, not the design, but he looks CGI all the time.
He does, yeah.
yeah. I will
It's
always prefer
frustrating.
Toby for a lot of reasons, but that I feel like his Spider-Man suit just looks superior to all of them. He never got it as good as it is as the first
I still
one.
think Amazing Spider-Man 2 had the best. Spidey
Oh
costume.
yes. Oh yes. Agreed. Totally.
I'd have to
agree.
see them all
Fantastic.
compared. I'm just not as familiar with those movies.
I'm sure I can find an image of that.
Because it's kind of like Tony. Like Tony, his Iron Man suit was the best in Iron Man 1. And it's just
Mhm.
like
Yeah, it was.
they just never lock it down the way they need to, you know?
Yeah, well, you got to change it.
Even Cap, I think he looked best in Winter Soldier. Like,
I think he looked
Find that look.
really good in the first Captain America because I liked the old school look of. It's like a modernized take on the old school Cap outfit, you know.
I do like that they had the balls to put him in the old school outfit for the first like Avengers and like the
Yeah.
line with Coulson saying, "Hey,
Oh,
maybe we need
that I
to go old
hated in the
school."
first Avengers
No,
movie.
I don't like the look of it. I like the thought process behind him being so dated, him not even understanding that this is dated. It's something that
Yeah.
character would do. And I like the line from Coulson saying, maybe we need a little old fashioned right
It
now.
made me feel like Joss Whedon hated Captain America as a character. Like, why would you make him look this way?
I know, standing next to Iron Man too as well. It's crazy.
Yeah.
He looks badass in Winter Soldier. So why are we still looking at the bulge, the amazing bulge man? Like, what is this?
The amazing bulge man. Okay, so this, as you have pointed out, Platoon, this street level Spider-Man movie, as reported by the Hollywood Reporter, will have Hulk, Punisher, and Spider-Man fighting.
How does that even work?
How the fuck?
This is the thing. Like, I'm not out to hate this movie. I think it's probably got the best chance of being good based on the last several Spider-Man movies being the best MCU movies probably since, you know, the Infinity War ended. No Way Home is the best one. They've all been quite consistently, if not excellent, then at least good enough, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would kind of hope this would be exactly that. I'm just not massively encouraged when Kevin Feige comes out and says this will be a street level thing. It'll be focused more on his own personal battles with small scale stuff rather than big explosions, etc. And then what you learn immediately after that is, yeah, oh, by the way, he's fighting the Hulk and also the Punisher. And the first footage you see is a fucking APC chase through the streets. And you can always tell how much people do like a franchise by how quickly they become retarded if you say anything moderately critical on Twitter. Because I was like, well, yeah. I just said street level Spider-Man movie over the footage of the APC. And a load of people are just saying, oh, you're saying a car chase isn't street level? It's like, no, I'm not saying a car chase isn't street level. Did you spot the fucking APC? When does that happen near where you live? That's not what I would consider. It's a very Marvel understanding of what street level is, for fuck's sake. Yeah, and that's before you get onto how the Punisher, who is just a normal human being, can survive in a fight against the Hulk for more than 2 seconds.
Well, Platoon, it depends. Which Hulk is this? Is this Ruffalo Hulk? Fucking pussy smart Hulk?
It is.
Hulk? Yeah. Like, there's so many ways they can pussify and nerf this guy. But if it's the Incredible Hulk, then none of this makes any sense. He should just fucking kill everybody. But if we have Pussy Hulk, we might have a story.
Dude, they need to swerve and recast Edward Norton for Hulk again.
Immediately.
That would be hilarious.
Assassinate Ruffalo and just move on. Like, just don't even talk about it.
I have a question. Where is Ruffalo Hulk right now? I know he showed up in She-Hulk, but what's his character doing right now in the MCU?
Where's the story? We saw him was that, and he came back with his son, who we've now not seen or heard of since, and I don't know if we ever will. Did he go to space afterwards, or did he stay on Earth?
He went to space in She-Hulk. I don't remember anything other than his son having a shitty haircut.
He goes to space to get his son, and then he comes back because it's like the last scene of She-Hulk, right? They're having that like garden party barbecue thing, and then he reveals, oh, by the way, yeah, here's my son. His mum cut his hair. It's not my fault. And that's it. I think that's the last we saw him. So I don't know what he's doing or where he's been and whether his son will be in it or not, whether they've just memory hold that because it was in She-Hulk.
Was he just living a normal life in She-Hulk, like before getting his son? Like,
yeah, well, he was getting berated by She-Hulk, saying how he's a fucking loser and he hasn't been through as much, you know, as she has. Basically, got that whole fucking speech. They showed us how much better she was than him, and then he just dipped. He went to space. He came back at the end, and he had a son with a really, really, really shitty haircut. Like, that's pretty much all he did.
Well, no, because like there's so Endgame, right? Between the events of Infinity War and Endgame, he became Glasses Hulk, Nerd Hulk, or whatever. Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. And he was just like living life normally. He was a bit of a celebrity. He'd take photos, and then we heard nothing about him.
Oh, wait, sorry. She-Hulk, he had a watch at the very beginning that they explained, and they didn't explain it. No, what am I talking about? They didn't explain it at all. He suddenly has a watch that he's back into his human mode now. So they skip everything that he's going through in Infinity War, and then suddenly he's Smart Hulk. They skip his transition from Smart Hulk, and suddenly he's back to normal Hulk. They skip everything that's possibly interesting in this character, and they've been doing it since the very beginning.
So he's so fucked. He's human again now, I guess. Yeah. Okay.
Well, maybe, but we haven't seen that yet.
Interesting.
Even though She-Hulk also establishes that there are little ankle bracelets you can put on people now that stop them transforming into the Hulk. So I don't know. Fuck knows.
We know he balanced it out with the wristwatch, so he's not stuck in smart Hulk mode anymore. He can. I think he's just back to normal. I think.
Okay, then my next question is didn't we see like Spider-Man and Hulk kind of like tussle at one point in one of the movies a little bit?
No.
Am I imagining that?
No.
Okay.
No.
Who did he throw around? Who did he ragdoll?
Loki.
Winter
Loki.
Soldier.
Loki.
Winter Soldier's the one I'm thinking of then.
Oh, you mean who did Spider-Man ragdoll?
No. Who did Hulk ragdoll?
Oh,
So there was
Loki. Yeah.
Loki.
Didn't
That's
he do
way
that?
back in like Avengers.
That's Avengers, yeah.
2000.
Wasn't there someone he recently like ragdolled in one of the movies like after that?
Hulk hasn't ragdolled anyone in like a decade.
No, Crypto
isn't that
ragdolled
shit?
Lex because
Yes.
they have to recycle ideas.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what movie
Hulk
it would have
hasn't
been.
done
When
shit.
was the last time we saw? Is it Endgame? Is the last time? No, he didn't even have a fight in Endgame. When's the last time we actually saw the Hulk have a fight?
He had a one
Ragnarok.
on Ragnarok probably.
No, Infinity War at the beginning, he lost to Thanos.
If you want to call it a fight, he got stomped.
He did.
And he never got his
ass
rematch.
whooped.
Drax
Oh,
and Hulk didn't get any rematch. They just
So he
sucks.
he beat up Thor in Ragnarok, and someone said he also ragdolled Proxima Midnight.
No. Thor beat him. Thor ended that fight. He got up and fucked him up. He didn't beat Thor.
Oh, yeah.
Hulk has lost every single 1v1 he's ever had. Iron Man, Thor, Hulk.
Dude, what good is Hulk?
He's not.
He do
good.
shit.
There's nothing.
They haven't
he's
done
trying.
anything with
I've
them,
made
yeah.
a whole video on this. Someone out there watch my goddamn Hulk section. I put so much effort into explaining how they fuck this man, and it's just
it's so
clinical.
annoying.
It's absolutely clinical.
It's if his superpower is strength, but he's outpowered by someone else. It's like Superman being able to outrace the Flash. Why does the Flash even exist then? I don't care.
The only Hulk they ever did properly was probably the Banner Hulk in 2004 or 5, where as he got angrier, he got bigger and stronger, which is what makes him so unstoppable. But this pussy ass Hulk can just get KO'd by pretty much anybody. Thanos jabbed him up. Thor beat him up. And like even Tony, as much as I love Tony, I never liked the idea that he can beat a suit. He can create a suit that can fuck up Hulk to that degree.
That was so dumb.
hated that
I didn't
too.
like that.
Never liked that. If anything, he should have barely survived and like been in the hospital for the rest of the movie. They just never respected Hulk for what he should have been. He should have been a force of nature.
I mean, he was a force of nature in The Incredible Hulk. That movie was great.
But that movie is like not canon according to these movies. Like they just forget Edward Norton's. Like that Hulk would smash the shit out of half of the threats that they had in the MCU. Like that was
which of the big four Avengers got the best fight scene out of their time?
The four Avengers, the best fight scene.
Yeah, like Hulk, Cap, Thor, and Iron Man.
Probably Iron Man and Cap both together, right? Because in Civil War.
Yeah.
Platoon, you're like reading my mind tonight. That's like the third time you've done that.
Well, I was thinking
that's an easy answer, man. That's
a great one. I was thinking of the first thing that popped into my head as far as individual fights, I guess, not against each other, would be Captain America versus Thanos with the hammer.
It'd probably be Cap and Bucky in a street fight with Winter Soldier.
I was thinking does it count when Thor comes down in Wakanda in Infinity War and just electrocutes?
That is pretty bad.
That's not a 1v1, but that's Thor's.
Not a 1v1, but it is a fight.
Yeah. It's I fucking adore Infinity War Thor. We should have got Punished Thor, and we got that fat piece of shit instead. It's so fucking terrible.
Yeah,
the waste in the MCU is pain. Fat Thor, worthless Hulk, Skrull Rhodey, crazy ass Wanda. Like it's just all fucked up, man. And
we're speaking of these movies with such reverence. Do you think that these movies are impacted by the last 4 years of shit, or are they still going to hold up? Are you still going to reflect?
They still hold up.
When you go back and you watch them, you can't even believe that there was a time that the MCU was great. Like watching Avengers or Civil War or Infinity War now is like a treat. You smirk through the whole thing.
Yeah, it really is.
They were fun. They do hold up, man.
I know we watched Avengers recently. It's just such a fun movie.
Good jokes.
Such a good movie.
That movie has some of the best jokes in the MCU, which is well constructed and in character.
Man, he calls Hawkeye Legolas. That's good shit. That's good stuff, man.
It's the little things like fucking Thor calling Phil Coulson son of Cole. It's
Yeah.
just I love that. That's so funny. It's just that's perfect.
Well, it's character driven. That's why
Yes,
it's
that's it.
fantastic.
It's all it's supposed to be because it doesn't make any sense. Anyone else saying that doesn't work with any other
Yeah,
character.
and
but
like
that's
Thor
when they
and
understood
Hulk
it.
having because they're both so powerful, like they have a little bit of a rivalry. So when they
Yes.
take down the alien monster thing, like Hulk fucking punches Thor away.
I love that scene, and there's a little cool bit of like actual proper ADR. When I think when Black Widow walks away from the Loki scene, she mentions make sure Thor comes too. That wasn't actually there. They ADR'd that to make it make more sense when Thor showed up at the end of the scene. So it's little shit like that, man. Those details matter because Thor showing up makes sense. He's the only one who can actually slow down Hulk. But again, he doesn't just fucking teabag him. He could barely do anything to him, and that's one of Hulk's best scenes when he jumps out and he fucks up the helicopter. And it ends with him falling into the library and getting transformed. So you go from him at his strongest to Banner at his weakest. It's like it's one of his best scenes. They just never get back to that stuff.
I'm just like I'm just very confused how this is going to all like because Hulk can just take out both of these two in like one move.
The Incredible Hulk, not Pussy Hulk. Pussy Hulk makes all
Pussy
this.
Hulk is he'll probably sit down and do some yoga or something.
I'm also just like a little weirded out by not weirded out, sorry, but like because the MCU movies are very like PG-13, right? They do play it pretty safe, but this version of Punisher was the dark, evil, no fucks given Punisher from the Netflix series. How are you going to put those two together in a movie without dropping your rating and getting a bit darker?
I don't think it's gonna work. I think you can bounce Tom Holland Spider-Man off of Iron Man brilliantly. I don't know if Bernthal's Punisher is gonna work the same way.
Right.
He
Do you
works
think
with
they're gonna
Daredevil.
recycle? Do you think they're gonna recycle the themes of the Daredevil season that he had with him? Where it's kind of like juxtaposed between Spider-Man's outlook and Punisher's, like
I don't
where
think they can
Spider-Man
do that.
takes Daredevil's place.
That was kind of my point. I don't think they can do that as well as Bernthal and Cox, and I don't think they can do it as well as Holland and RDJ.
But do you think they'll try though?
Yes,
like, do you think
I think they'll
that's what
try it.
attempting?
I think they'll fuck it up. I think they will try and they will repeat it because, like, just like with Doomsday, we're all assuming they're gonna take the Infinity War formula because that's just what you do, right? But I think that is a more viable option for Doomsday than I think this is for this movie, whatever the fuck we're gonna get. But like if this was 10 years ago, I'd be hyped for a Punisher, a movie with these three in it, you know?
Or at least two of them. I'm still not sure I would have put the Hulk anywhere near this film, but I guess we'll see. But we've also got to wait and find out exactly what they meant when they said that Daredevil Born Again is canon to the MCU, because obviously Punisher is in that show. Some stuff has been happening in New York in that show. Second season of that show is on its way, unfortunately. Is that going to have any impact at all? Like, are we carrying over any World State information? Are any of the characters going to have done the things they've done? They did tell us it was canon to the MCU, so surely at this present moment, the New York is currently under martial law, and Spider-Man is nowhere to be seen because fuck it, we can't be doing that.
So I was gonna ask you that. A little quick summary for those of us who tapped out at the fiddle battle scene. Like anything canon-wise that I need to know for that show? Like you mentioned martial law. What else is there?
I mean, it's God, where do we even begin? Well, the brief, I guess, summation of that show: Kingpin becomes mayor in about 2 seconds, and what's her name? His wife cucks him, literally, not even joking, and with an artist whose hand she really likes. But as mayor, he's sort of, it's so funny, but also so terrible. So you shouldn't watch it, but it's very funny. Like they go to therapy together, and Kingpin is sitting there with Vanessa, and Vanessa's like, oh, this guy who I cucked you with, he's just got such beautiful hands.
Oh God!
And Kingpin's just sitting there going, but eventually, so they join up back together by the end of that show, and she's a better crime boss than he ever was. So she's in charge of that. He's mayor of New York. He orchestrates some kind of campaign behind the scenes to get superheroes and vigilantes blamed for bad stuff. Then he creates his own private police force, and then he takes all the shackles off so they can be as violent as they want. Then he declares martial law with a curfew, so his Suicide Squad can start shooting people in the streets. And all of this is in aid of building his own country out of a port in New York, because they discover in the penultimate episode of the show that there's an old piece of paper that says it's a free port, and they don't know what that word means. So they think it means it's unincorporated territory, and that means Kingpin at the end of Daredevil Born Again season 1 is trying to make his own country out of the United States in a small port. And this
What?
apparently is a believable show.
What?
Yes.
Hold on. Okay. So this is canon to the MCU. Is the
Well, they said
previous
it is.
is the previous Daredevil show canon as well then?
I think it's supposed to be now, yeah.
All of it should be connected because this is canon to those shows, so it has to be.
So that means Punisher is also canon, and God, what was the other one? The third here.
Defenders?
Yeah, Defenders and Jessica Jones. Those are all canon now.
It doesn't make any sense now because you can go back on the timelines and it probably won't fit. What were they doing during the Infinity Stock and whatnot? It's just all, yeah. The way they did it before was better. Keep them slightly separate where they mention them, but it's a bit too messy now.
Yeah, because like if I recall, like in that original Netflix Daredevil series, there was reference like here, like there were like a couple lines here and there where they said, "Oh, there's a kid in a spider suit in the city" or something like that. But it was just the most is a very mild reference. Otherwise, like the whole like assault on New York didn't happen in Avengers. There weren't magical beings or anything like that. So I'm confused, Senator.
The show was an abomination, man. After all the years and all the hype for people to bring them back, for them to waste it on that, yeah, pain.
Yeah, what happened to Luke Cage? I forgot about him. Yeah.
He might be back. Who knows?
And was it Iron Fist or something? Was the other dude, the blonde dude? Was that his? I don't remember what his name was.
Yeah, Iron Fist.
Did anyone watch that? Like, I don't know anything about that dude.
I didn't watch it at all. No,
It was terrible. It was really bad.
I remember he was in the Defenders though in that show, and I kind of gave up
too.
pretty. Yeah, I gave up early in that one.
Daredevil season 1 and 2, fantastic. The rest I had no interest.
Jessica Jones season 1 was pretty good. The first half of the first season of Luke Cage was good.
The first half of the first season.
I told that
episode,
to
third minute.
I told that to the writer when he had him on BSUP.
Oh shit!
Oh, how did you
told him that
respond
only
to
the-
that?
He took it in stride. He laughed. He was pretty cool.
What?
I told him that the second half was not good.
I don't remember
Okay.
that part of the conversation, but
I didn't. Yeah. I was mostly just listening during that conversation, but I did chime in a few times, and one of the times was to tell him straight up that the second half sucked.
I would love to know his thoughts on the current MCU and like how all that. Like, what do you think about Luke Cage being thrown in with this fucking shit? You know, just like where everything is now. Just his thoughts, or if he's upgraded his thought process on like just the whole discussion we had. Like, if he's I just want to know if what his perspective is on whether or not we can blame the producers, because I think after everything we've seen in the recent years, it should be an interesting discussion.
You know, he did actually have an answer for why the second half wasn't as good as the first. I forgot, but we brought it up before, which was that Mahershala Ali only agreed to play Cottonmouth if he'd die, and the show started sucking right at the halfway point when he died.
Oh.
So he's like, that's why you got such a great first half, because he wasn't even going to be in the show if we didn't kill him. And I'm like, well, I guess the show would have just been fucking terrible in general if you didn't.
It's funny that you mention it. I think I saw one episode of Luke Cage, and the only thing that kept my attention was Mahershala Ali, his scenes.
Yeah,
that guy's talented. He's just being wasted. It's just another case.
What was next? Oh god, more fucking
devil.
MC. I was look at me though, staying consistent. Superhero bullshit.
Speaking of the devil, though, Blade, this shit's just dead in the water, it seems like.
It is. Marvel and no sense of urgency on developing the things that would be successful.
Yeah.
You can do a Blade movie super cheap, and it does not have to make even Fantastic Four money. It can make half of Fantastic Four money, and it can do
Blade is free money.
Have a little success.
It's free money. Just I don't know. What do you think of? Okay, Joker is like low end because you don't really have a lot of crazy effects or anything like that. 50 million. So what do you think a Blade movie can, a decent budget to make a profitable Blade film?
How much did the first John Wick cost?
probably
was-
like
And adjust for inflation.
I think it was like 20 million or something. It was actually on the
Something like
low
that.
end.
And that was paying Keanu Reeves.
But think about the vampire effects. See, the one thing with Blade is the effects of the vampires dying. That's probably going to boost your budget a little bit. So Keanu can just get away with squibs. Like,
Yeah,
Okay,
so-
well then even it out with the effects replacing how much you pay Keanu instead of just some no name, because it's not going to be Ali at this point.
he's the only guy I approved of to take
the
torch.
this you're very right on, like, this would make money, because the other thing too that a Blade movie could do, because there is clearly just a general fatigue with superhero movies. Even though Superman is doing marginally well, it could have been doing a lot better if it had been released like 5 years ago. But like Blade has the interesting thing of not having to lean into the comic book, so you can just make a really interested, grounded, like dark vigilante movie. It doesn't have to have anything magical. You don't have to go effects heavy in it, and it would actually bring audiences to the theater, because at least it's not more of the same. Because at least when a superhero movie comes out and it's coming from either DC or Marvel these days, I know that, oh, I'm going to see a lot of CGI. I'm going to see a lot of green screen and not much else. Like, that's just the standard for all of these now. But
Why
Blade
haven't
doesn't
they-
have to do that.
You think they would try the old man approach that they did with Logan? Like, what was Logan's budget?
Yeah, but Logan had that appeal because it was a legacy character, first of all, because that version of Wolverine had been around for almost 20 years at that point. Everybody loved Hugh Jackman. They had a great writer on board. James Mangold was directing it on top of that. So you just had a lot of good things coming together at once. And this was well before, this was at the peak of the superhero craze on top of that, because we still had good movies coming from both sides. So I don't think you could do an old man thing again and still have it pay off the same way, because audiences just don't react to comic book films the same way.
But just a different approach with a character that they beloved, because I get the idea of like it's a legacy character, but you can also bring back OG characters that people love. They tried that with Keaton in The Flash. I just think a well-written, I said this about what's his face? The dude, Tom Welling from Smallville. I think a old man Superman or some version of doing something with him could have been really interesting at a low budget. Doing something with Blade and him passing the torch, I really think that's a missed opportunity, man. Like people would eat that up. People really, really like Wesley Snipes' Blade, and he's been like, I heard he had a cameo in Deadpool & Wolverine. I never bothered watching that movie, but
what?
I'm sure it was probably the most what.
You didn't
Fuck
watch
that movie.
Deadpool and Wolverine?
Yeah,
Why
isn't that
would
crazy?
I know? Fuck that movie. They dug up my boy out of the grave. Like, I had no interest in that. Logan.
I agree
Dug
with
up my
you.
boy.
Logan is all I needed. I never wanted to see him again after that.
Listen, I totally agree with you, but it is like, just for understanding the why it made $1 billion, I think it's kind of worth watching for that.
I know why it
reason
made $1
alone.
billion. I had Hugh Jackman's Wolverine and it had Deadpool in it and a million other cameos. It was fun and like entertaining. That's it. I think I'm gonna watch it and be like, I see why this made money, but I fucking hate it and I don't want it in my brain.
Okay, I gotcha. The Blade scenes were pretty, like, it was nice seeing Wesley, because I hated that movie, but it was nice seeing Wesley Snipes back on screen. But he's too old to play. Like, you could tell even in that movie, he's just too, like, he's lost a lot of muscle
That's what I
mass. He's
mean.
very, so I like, that's why I was asking someone else a few days ago, like, is there an old man Blade comic or something? Does Blade age at all in the comics? Because that
He's a
you could bring,
vampire.
But he could be like the Whistler. He doesn't have to be out there fucking.
but he's half
He could be the
vampire, right? He's half human still. So that's
Yeah.
why I was wondering if he still ages at any point.
Blade being in a Whistler position could be awesome, where he is the older guy now and he's got like an apprentice. Like they could do something with that. I don't know. Just for a character this popular and a premise that just gets wasted on fucking Twilight and other crap, he's still one of the best vampire characters out there.
Yeah, I don't know why they're. Everyone would go back to watching Marvel movies if they made even a half decent Blade movie, because it doesn't have to adhere to the comic book superhero formula at all. It would be completely refreshing.
I believe in oversaturation, but I'm not big on the superhero fatigue because it all comes down to good films. Like, no one was saying that about Penguin, even though it's not like technically like superhero stuff, but it's still related in terms of comic book adaptations.
But
if Superman was fantastic, we wouldn't be like all these movies this summer. If Fantastic Four and Superman were some of the best movies we'd ever seen, we wouldn't be complaining about fatigue. We'd be just wondering why the fuck can't we get this quality more consistently. That's it.
Well, like that's like the Penguin is actually a really good example because it doesn't adhere to a comic book formula whatsoever, and I would
Yes.
chalk a lot of its success up to that. If you made a corny Penguin that was like reminded you of like Danny DeVito's
Yeah.
Penguin,
Yes.
right? It wouldn't have done well at all, but it was dark, it was gritty, it was grounded, like it
Yeah.
didn't try to fit a formula. It's like the Dark Knight trilogy is also a good example of that
Exactly,
too.
because that's what I want out of super. I've said this to Cynic like plenty of times. Like my criteria for superhero things or any type of adaptations are adaptations that work for the people who don't give a fuck about the source material. It needs to
Yes.
work for people who don't know who Spider-Man. Like Batman Begins, I love because if you skip the intro where it says Batman, you could watch it for 40 minutes and not know it's a superhero movie. You don't even know it's a
Right.
Batman movie until he says I'm Batman, and you get the
Right.
reveal. Like that means something to me. Of like it's just a movie. And then you get to see why people like this character.
Yeah, I think that
right.
you can do both too. I think you can make a good adaptation that appeals to a broad audience that isn't
Yes.
aware of the
Yes.
background.
Exactly.
Arcane season 1 is a great example. If you've played League, you'll get a bunch of bonuses. If you haven't played League, you can just watch a good show. It won't
Edge
affect you at all.
Runner was another example of that as well. Yeah.
But that's how it should be, though. Like you should get bonuses from knowing the lore. It shouldn't be like I hate people say, "Oh, it makes sense because it happened in the comics." It's not in the fucking movie.
Right,
It
it's not
should
in the
be in the
movie,
movie.
so it's not canon.
Yeah, and then we
That's
can
how it
go
works.
into the comics to get it a little bit more fleshed out, like a little bit more character, a little bit more lore or details. But the logic should still be in the movie.
They're not going to learn. They said they have no sense of urgency to make these, but they're going to make an X-Men movie as a priority because they're going to use no names to keep the budget low. And I was like, you can make a fucking Blade movie cheap too. And Deadpool is a guaranteed. You pair Deadpool and Wolverine again, that's like guaranteed $1 billion again.
Okay, I do have a question though here for Deadpool at least because Blake Lively is being a CUNT, okay, and Ryan's been backing her, and that's been a really big like even normies know about what's going on there. Has Ryan Reynolds faced any significant blowback from that yet? Do we?
I don't know. It would be in his inner circle. I don't think publicly he would face any. I don't think people really give a fuck.
Okay, all right.
I honestly don't. I think people are aware, but I don't think people care either.
Okay.
Like, I'm aware, and I have no idea who Blake Lively is. So
it's his wife.
That's my level of awareness. Oh, okay.
Wife, I think, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm just curious because there are a lot of Canadians that don't like Ryan Reynolds. Just regardless.
Isn't he Canadian?
He is Canadian, yes. And Canadians don't like him.
Well, this is
we like
a Canadian thing. Canadians just don't like success. This is why they hate America.
Damn.
Harsh.
Brutal.
Harsh.
Okay. Yeah, I was just curious if that because it's clearly influenced her, what little career she still has, and it's kind of affected some of the sales for the stuff that she makes a hair product and stuff like that, right? But he's got like the gin company, he has a mobile company. So I'm just wondering if there has been any blowback from that, and that might be affecting a Deadpool movie.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay.
And I just wouldn't imagine that it really would affect the bottom line of putting a Deadpool movie into production or worrying about the box office take, because I just don't. I think he's still generally well liked by people.
Okay.
Maybe not in Canada. I can't speak for you guys, I guess.
All right. Yeah, I was just curious if anyone had any insight onto that. Yeah.
I find that whole situation to be like so painfully boring. I don't know.
What is
the celebrity gossip gets pretty boring.
Okay, so okay, I can give you the TLDR, okay, because I'm kind of keeping up with
All right,
this.
let's go.
Right? So Blake Lively last August had a movie called It Ends With Us, right? And it was based off of this book. Basically, this chick meets like this dude who is just too good to be true, and he ends up being quote unquote abusive. Okay. So the guy that bought the rights and directed it and helped write it, Justin Baldoni, he had a very specific vision for it, but it had been coming out almost like in the month leading up to the release of that Blake Lively wanted all of this creative control when she came into the project. She wanted to be in charge of her wardrobe and her makeup and all this, is why her wardrobe looks so shit in the movie. And then it comes out that she was suing him, or she was alleging that he basically sexually assaulted her on set. And there's these text messages that leaked and whatnot. And basically, she was kind of semi flirting with this dude over text, like to privately read lines. And there's interesting behind the scenes footage that, leaked as well, showing that she seems to be more the instigator and he just kind of rejected her. And Ryan Reynolds took her side on it. Then it also, then all of the promotion for it kind of added fuel to the fire, because while he was promoting the film, he was talking about how it's really important to have these stories about domestic abuse and women need to be aware of it. And meanwhile, her promotion was dragging her husband and Hugh Jackman to the premieres of everything because Deadpool and Wolverine came out right before it. And then she was talking about why her hair products are so great instead of a domestic abuse movie. And she was also caught saying things like, grab your girlfriends for the movie of the summer about domestic abuse. So it's just basically she wanted to fuck this guy and he didn't want to fuck her. And it's turned into this whole massive lawsuit.
So she was going to cuck Ryan, but he's like backing her, I guess.
Pretty much.
That's hilarious. All right. That is pretty funny. Because I personally just don't like Ryan Reynolds, not like as a person. I just think he's a one-trick pony, so he's
overrated.
Agreed.
Yeah, he's very
painfully
boring.
overrated.
So that's hilarious to me. I don't know.
Yeah. So it's just it's a huge lawsuit now, and the people that the judges that are involved seem to be siding with Blake, even though there's plenty of evidence that Justin Baldoni is in no wrong whatsoever. This has destroyed Baldoni's career pretty much altogether, and he's been very public about that. And he hired I can't remember if it was the publicist or the defense team that Johnny Depp had for his issues with what was her name? Amber Heard. There we go. Yeah, Amber Turd. Yeah. It's been interesting, but in all of this, everyone's finally realizing that Blake Lively is a CUNT and has always been a CUNT. So much footage is coming up. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, pointless knowledge.
The gossip pages.
I just don't know how he's had the success he's had too, Ryan, of just like you said, one trick pony. It just gets so old. He's doing the same thing for years. And yeah. The gin is one thing. He made a good play with making the gin, the aviator gin. It was a very smart move. But in terms of his talent as an actor, I've just never really been on board with it.
He's got charisma, that's all. That's really all it is.
Sense, but he's got one layer of charisma. To me, one layer. That's what I mean. Denzel has charisma, true charisma.
His acting has one
so many different characters. Yeah, he's got one tool in his toolbox, and I don't call that true charisma when it's like you can play this one aspect of confidence. You can't actually portray it through multiple different characters. You know
I don't disagree with you, but I'm just that's just he has the type of one trick charisma that seems to appeal to a wide audience. That's all. Yeah. Oh yeah. Also, Ryan Reynolds apparently came in to be a partial intimacy coordinator on It Ends With Us, which was really weird. Yeah, very
weird.
Don't
touch my wife.
Yeah. So.
Well,
next slide, I guess.
Ryan.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, I'll have to actually pull this up. But Variety ranked every Marvel Studios movie and TV show. We don't have to go through all 54 because it doesn't take long before you realize this list sucks.
I already know that the Secret Invasion is on the list.
Say that the fact that it's even at the end, even 54, that's way too high. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
But I will pull it up. Hang on, talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, everyone look away while Cynic pulls it up. He can't do it.
Whip it out. This is oh God.
I was thinking that you should just dedicate.
Atrocious, though.
You should just dedicate one episode to reordering this entire list.
Yeah, maybe this goes into After Dark. This is the final topic for the entire evening because this list sucks.
Yeah, this is atrocious. I've only working with 3, but I know it's just gonna get worse and worse. And lists generally are pretty bad because it's hard to create objective criteria when you're making a list. It's usually just how you felt about it. But even with that, you should be able to get a better list than most of the ones that we see.
Is Iron Man at least in the top 10?
Should always be.
don't remember. I don't think so.
Oh,
There's
And if
certain
it is,
things that
it's
should
like
just
low.
There's certain things that should instantly just be in the top 10 just in terms of your credentials. Like, let me just glance. I'm like, okay, you at least know what you're talking about. I'll take the rest of it seriously. But when you got Black Panther #2 or whatever the fuck these things are, it's just
I got it.
Well, I was
Can't
going to
do
say
it,
because we've been asked to guess what #1 is, and I was going to guess Black Panther.
it'll
but-
probably be Black Panther,
Endgame. I think it's Endgame.
Oh, it could be Endgame.
Black Panther and Endgame. Those are the two that just the numbers, even though they're not justified, they're just there.
The it's kind of weird how shafted the first Iron Man movie gets, because there was that other list that came out a couple weeks ago from Esquire, and I've been seeing people just like do their own superhero movie rankings, and I'm pretty appalled that Iron Man is in nobody's top 10, like virtually. I don't know how you can shaft that movie so hard.
Whoa!
Echo is above.
So we both put it in at the same time. Like, how, of all the things there, I'm just offended by Echo. Like, what are you
The
doing?
Incredible Hulk is lower than Echo. It's
Iron
lower
Man
than the
2 is
Marvels.
lower than Echo.
Just Echo is like not even a show, bro. That shouldn't like, yeah. Echo potentially should be lower than Secret Invasion if we're just talking about like, oh my god.
I don't know. Secret Invasion does so much more
The
damage.
Marvels
It
is above
is.
anything Iron Man.
Yeah,
any-
those two. Yeah, you go ahead. I need to recover from just seeing this.
Oh,
movie.
shit,
Dude, the
yeah, you're
Marvels
right,
is
yeah.
above Iron Man 2 and 3.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
I mean, Iron Man 3 is dodgy as fuck, and
It's
2
above
is great, but it's
Thor
still better
1.
than the Marvels.
Captain
Oh, God,
Marvel.
yeah, you're right. Yeah, the Marvels is above the original Thor film.
Bro, what?
Oh, God.
The Marvels is above Captain Marvel, but they
So-
put them together for some reason because I guess all the three
The
Captain Marvel
slapped
and
them
the
together.
Marvels and Ms. Marvel. It's
That's
like,
how you
well,
know they put no thought into it. They're just like, they're the same, right? Just slap them all together. That's fucking embarrassing.
Ironheart is above
She-Hulk-
Ant-Man. Oh no.
That
She
caught me
Hulk
in
made it
my-
into the 30s.
How?
So we've not even below 23 and it's lost all credibility.
Okay, so
literally.
She Hulk is better than Iron Man 2,
No.
Fantastic Four. Or
No.
no,
Incredible Hulk.
no,
It's
Fantastic
better
Four
than the
slightly
Incredible
better.
Hulk,
Yeah,
which
two
is crazy.
above.
It's above Thor.
The Incredible Hulk is better than almost all of those on that list right there, down to 34. Like, get out of here.
What is Werewolf by Night? I've never heard of this.
I've heard of
It
it.
was
I
a
just-
There's a
one-off.
reason. There's a reason. It's just they're crap. They're just
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
one-off.
yeah.
Alright,
Again,
let's keep
Ironheart
going.
shouldn't even be in the top like 70. Like, get out of here, man.
Agatha is 16.
Wow.
Wow. Civil War at 13. You fucking monsters. I'll kill you all.
Oh no, Loki's there.
Oh
Ah.
Jesus Christ! Endgame. Yeah.
Wow.
is this so predictable?
Isn't this list I pointed out? 4 post-Endgame movies are in the top 10. How is that
Loki.
even possible?
How is WandaVision 4th?
Or not movies, but movie and shows anyway.
Yeah, it's all the
can-
Marvel stuff. Yeah.
Right.
WandaVision is better than Infinity War.
It's disgusting.
No, it isn't.
You just can't. Yeah, Infinity War and Civil War at 12 and 13 is a joke. If Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is better than Infinity War and Civil War, suck my dick.
The
suck-
original Avengers is 15.
That's crazy.
That's what I mean. This is just they're baiting us at this point.
This
They
is
just-
bait for sure.
Yeah, there's just nothing else this could be.
Did the original article like go like how when Esquire did theirs, they like gave a little blurb about why they put it at the ranking they did. So if you click the article, do they do the same thing? Do they justify their reasoning at all?
No. Hang on.
Dang.
Let's go take a look.
I love my lists, but they're constantly just trash, man. There's just
What
you look
would-
at that and there's no thought process.
Okay, maybe in no particular order, what would you guys put in your top 10 of all the MCU shows and movies?
I have to see the list again. None of the shows.
Yes,
will be
they
in
do
there.
have blurbs. Hang on.
Okay.
Literally none of the shows will be in there, Vex. There's not enough room in a top 10. Not
Okay.
a single show should make it in.
What would be like your top 3 movies then?
Civil War, the first Avengers, Infinity War, Iron Man, and Guardians. I think were probably the best written ones.
The first Guardians?
Definitely the first. I don't even acknowledge the other two.
Yeah,
I don't like the second one, and the third one was okay, manipulative, and I'll probably never watch it again. but I'll
Yeah,
rewatch the first one for sure.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. What would you put Platoon in your top 3 or 5?
Yeah, Civil War, Infinity War. Fuck.
First
My
Avengers got to
mind
be in
is
there.
going. I mean, yeah, it's pretty high on the list. I want to say there probably is one or two that I would rank slightly above it, but I'm struggling at the moment to remember all of them. Yeah.
Like, I think Infinity War is probably like the more like I think I might have more fun with that than the Avengers, but the Time Stone stuff just kind of lowers it a little bit if we're really gonna judge it. But the Avengers is just a little bit tighter. I think Civil War is my clear number 1 though. That's just anyone else.
Winter
mine as
Soldier is my
well.
number 1, actually. I really liked Winter Soldier.
I like lots of bits in the Winter Soldier, but I think like
Same.
there's too much of it that sort of
Yeah.
falls apart. But like
Yeah.
it's I think I always have a good time watching it, but it is one of those ones that I have to sort of say, well, that is the good just being good enough to outweigh all of the bad, but there's a lot of bad. So
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, there's not as much things like when I watch Civil War, it's a thorough enjoyment. I enjoy all the dialogue, every little component. Winter Soldier, there's pieces of it that are like, huh? From
yeah.
the exposition dump to just a lot of the plot armor and
Or
just certain
like
moments. But
basic
it's
stuff
fun,
like, oh yeah,
really
Bucky, the
fun.
Winter Soldier, this secret Soviet assassin, and then the entire time he spends fucking with rocket launchers standing in the middle of the streets. You're not a secret Soviet. Fuck off.
Not yeah.
I mean, No
I
Way
suppose
Home
it is.
has a similar thing going on for it in the sense that like the good in that really does outweigh the
It
bad, but
does.
there's also a lot
It's
of
in
bad
my
in
top
it.
5. No Way Home is.
I think everyone is crazy. I think that's the most overrated MCU movie. They
it's
sacrificed
in my
Doctor
top 5. I
Strange
really enjoy it.
on a fucking platter. They sacrificed him like a fucking goat, and then they literally just I don't know why. There's so many movies that get criticized for nostalgia baiting, just because No Way Home did it like at least with quality. I just think it gets way too much credit. It's without the Peters and the feelings you have for them. It does not really get. There's just not much there to work with.
Yeah, but
If
the
you can
Peters are
rewatch Civil
really
War and
important
have a
to
discussion about it,
but they're really important to the plot, though. So it's not like they're just there like
Yeah.
to emotionally manipulate you,
no,
like James Gunn would do.
They do it successfully, but I just don't think this movie.
Well, how do
has
you chop them
much
down
else-
for being successful at doing?
No.
something?
That's my point. They do that one component very successfully, and I think this movie gets overpraised just for that. What other than the Peter?
But it's
cameos,
like
it
the
doesn't have much else to
fundamental part
offer.
of why the movie's enjoyable, and they pull it off. So I'm like,
But
well,
don't you
well,
think that
Actually,
one
it is
part-
all
but-
from
but-
characters.
but
They
don't you
are
think-
actually like a good examples of character writing. It isn't just, hey, remember this guy? He's in the
Never
film.
said
It's
that.
like,
I
hey,
never said that. I
remember this
specifically
guy?
said the
Well, we're
opposite.
actually finishing
Yeah.
off his story, actually. So we're doing a pretty good job of them. I mean, I guess the
The
thing
key-
I'm struggling with is why
Yeah.
that is overrated when that
No,
is
I'm-
just.
Let me
doing
just
a
explain,
good
at least
job.
from my part. The character work with them is fantastic. They do a really good job. But don't you feel it depends on how you feel about those Spider-Mans and whether or not this is impacting you?
no,
No.
because I didn't even
had
like
no
Andrew
attachment.
Garfield's Spider-Man until the movie was over.
I had
I didn't
zero
care about
attachment
him.
to Andrew Garfield from the other movies, and I didn't get the nostalgia that a lot of people seem to get with Toby. I was more just like, that's Toby Maguire. He looks a bit old and washed up. I just didn't get the feeling that everyone else got from it. So I've just been really harsh on that movie.
I actually think it made me like the characters for the first time because
Yeah.
it was cool to see Garfield's Spider-Man have a conclusion.
But isn't that my
'cause
point? That they do that excellent. They do that part of the movie so well, and I
But-
feel like the movie's praise is strictly because of that, not all the other components.
But that is a lot leads up to those moments, though.
So does Doctor
pulls
Strange's
it off
death
and
and
makes it worthwhile.
sacrifice.
Yeah, well, you know what, Doctor Strange, he can be retarded. It's fine.
Yeah, that's usually how this movie goes.
No,
Either
that is
people
a
are-
huge problem in the
Yeah.
movie. Yeah, that does suck.
Either people are very turned off by that, it throws you off, or
Yeah.
you really appreciate all the other parts of the movie. So I've always just been on the other side. So I get what you're saying. I'm just on they fucked Doctor Strange side, and I didn't really feel what everyone else seemed to feel with that movie. But I get
Yeah.
it. Like, yeah.
Did
I
you
suppose-
care? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I suppose my top 5 for in no particular order would be No Way Home, Avengers, Civil War, Infinity War, and Iron Man.
Well, it's your number one, eh?
No, in no particular order.
Oh, sorry, I missed that part.
Hold on. Okay, Jedi. Did you even care for? Did you like the Tobey Maguire movies or the Andrew Garfield movies?
I think
at all?
Spider-Man 2 to this day is one of the best superhero movies. It's possibly
Okay.
like top 5. It's fucking fantastic. It's one of those movies where I don't have a bad thing to say about it. There's probably plenty of issues to break down, but like it's so fucking phenomenal. And I just remember watching it as a kid thinking like this is like a comic book come to life. This is a cartoon come to life. This is one of the most perfect adaptations. So yeah, I
Yeah, I
love
agree with you.
Spider-Man 1 and 2. And even Spider-Man 3's got its charm, you know? It's a little ridiculous, but it's got its charm
and
to it.
by the way, this was the blurb about why they placed Avengers where it was, or what they think.
That's it. This is
Yep.
this is
This
it.
is the blurb.
Oh no.
So they say, in retrospect, the plot of the Avengers is a bit of a mess, and after what we've learned about Loki since, feels almost too low stakes to be. Oh, so you're
What?
retroactively critiquing this because of a TV show that came out like 15 years later,
A
or
TV
10
show
years
that they
later?
actually put above Avengers in their
Yeah, you
ranking. So
fucking
basically,
kidding?
what they've
That
said
whole
is
scene-
because this TV show came out later and it made Avengers make significantly less sense, that makes it worse than the show that broke it. What?
That's not how that works, bro. It's so stupid.
Fucking dumb. Let's see. They go on. Loki steals the Tesseract, and the Avengers who'd been introduced during Marvel's Phase 1 have to assemble. Get it? They have to
What?
assemble. I caught that. Did you guys? In order to prevent
it's
the
so
alien
clever.
race, the Shatari, Loki is conscripted to conquer Earth. But what truly sets the Avengers apart is the Battle of New York, the 30-minute nonstop action sequence the movie builds to in the shadow of Stark Tower as the Shatari attack. Few sequences would become as important to the blah, 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 blah. But so they placed it at 15th because the plot is a mess.
You can't blame that movie for all the other movies coming out and shitting all over it. Like it doesn't work that way. Like you have to treat it for what it was intact. Like
It is
that's
a major problem
nonsense.
with Loki that
Yes.
Loki makes everything before it significantly less important.
Yeah.
Like that's one of the big criticisms, besides the fact that Loki just generally makes no fucking sense as a show.
Exactly.
That is one of the big criticisms of it. You can't say that it broke the Avengers and then say that it's a good show because
That's like blaming the OT for fucking the stupid Disney Star Wars sequel trilogy bullshit. Like you that's their problem. They broke everything.
because the Disney trilogy made the OT partly redundant.
Pointless.
That makes it better than the OT.
Yeah,
No.
that's their logic right now. Like Jesus, I
I'm
like
not- I'm
Luke
also
and the
like,
OT,
I'd
but then I
like
saw
to
him
have
drink the milk.
seen,
It's like,
like more examples from them as to what makes the plot of the Avengers a bit of a mess. Like it's not that messy as a film.
no, it's
I
pretty
have a
tight.
feeling if I were to go through it in the same lens as I go through everything else, like the script for plot holes is way, way, way shorter for the Avengers than it is for basically anything that's come out since.
And the
An
character work
alien
is so much better.
invasion with the threat of nuking a city is too low stakes for a first Avengers movie.
But it's what? But that's not what the stakes are anyway. Like the nuke goes off. Tony Stark flies it up through a portal and then realizes what the stakes are, which is there's a fucking universe out there with billions of aliens trying to invade. It sets up the stakes for everything else.
Mm-hmm.
That is literally the point of the scene where he flies up and looks and then he closes his eye. Did they not watch the film?
In addition to
I don't think
Thanos,
they did.
add everything that Platoon just said, and add the fact that this is technically the one that introduces Thanos. You
Mhm.
can't say this unless you're just not fucking paying attention.
I was gonna say just that moment of Tony taking that missile into outer space is
All
why
the stakes.
Infinity War and Endgame turn out the way they do. Because
Yeah.
if Tony hadn't seen what danger Earth possibly has, then it wouldn't have led to the conclusion that all of us still almost 10 years later love so much about
It leads
that
to
visual.
Person has no
leads to
clue what
Ultron.
Right.
buildup is at all. They want to start with Infinity War, apparently.
Yeah. Morons, man. It leads to Ultron. Ultron leads to Civil War. Civil War leads to Infinity War. Infinity War leads to Endgame. Like there's a through line. This is what you should have with a proper story.
And that's also what
fuck you talking
phases
about?
4, 5, and 6 don't have at all. Nothing leads to anything.
Exactly. You don't give a fuck. You don't care. Like one of the things that I like doing, I've only done it once, but I'll probably do it again, is going to a conclusion in a video or like a conclusion in a story. Let's say the end of the Civil War fight scene. And then how did we get to this scene? Going to the direct scene that got you there, and then going back and back and back. And it all goes back to the original point of him in the cave. You can trace the Civil War fight to Tony in the cave easily. With shit writing, you usually try to do that and something fucks up along the way. They're like, how the fuck did we get here? You know what I mean? They just don't take the steps to connect the dots so you can have a proper through line. And that's like someone like this who just, yeah, you have to have this type of mentality if you're going to make an article like this. They do not care about proper build up. They just jump to think like, yeah, wanting Infinity War at the fucking ending. Like, come on now. It's not how it works. That's what screwed the DCEU, trying to just rush through everything instead of developing their characters. Yeah, it's sad. It's sad. I don't believe in superhero fatigue. I just believe in shit movies and oversaturation.
Well, right now, I believe in fatigue of shit writing, and most superhero movies are written like shit. So you're just they're lumped together. Like I think
they're associated with shit writing now. That's the problem.
It's hard to separate them.
Two things can be true in all fairness, Jedi. Like it's just like, yeah, we're all collectively over shit writing, but there has been a lot of superhero and comic book stuff in media the last 10-15 years. So
even though Fantastic Four skipped the origin, it still was by the numbers.
They did the best origin summary I've seen in ages. I
agree with that.
That's how you do it.
One might say fantastic.
You can't just go and be like, hey, Superman, this is him 2 years ago, 3 years ago. All right, we're caught up. Like, fuck off. Here's a dog. Like, that's all I remember.
They could have just put the Fantastic Four movie could have just been a fucking email. They literally could have just put that montage at the beginning of Doomsday, and I've been like, all right.
Yeah.
I'm good. Skip right over everything.
I liked Thing and Storm. I wanted to like them. Just there's pieces there that worked. Like I could say this, I wouldn't mind seeing these guys again. I can't say that for most of the people. Like
I agree.
There's no one in the Disney Plus shows that I give a fuck about or ever want to see again, except maybe like Walker or something. And for all I know, they ruined him in Thunderbolts. That's another one I just skipped.
They didn't really do anything with him because I missed over the whole John Walker in the because I didn't watch any of the Marvel shows, right? But even as a character in Thunderbolts, they don't use him as a character in any way. He's just there to fill a spot, so they have a group called the Thunderbolts.
Also, I mean, they tried to ruin him further because all the bad shit they do to him in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, people came away liking him. So they had a second shot at trying to make John Walker really unpopular because they turned him into a guy who abandoned his family, and they still managed to make him the best hero in the entire thing. But they tried to play the whole he's a shit dad card because they're relying on not many people having actually paid attention to Falcon and the Winter Soldier. But then he still comes away from it being like the one with probably the strongest arc in the entire thing. So, so
they keep accidentally making him likable. Like they can't even get this right.
The harder they try to make me hate him, the more I like him.
There's a cut, Vex. I just can't believe they put this in their own show, like leaving it for us editors to work with. Sam goes to Bucky and says, we can't just run up on a man, beat him up and take his shield. That's literally what they do. They run up on him, beat him up, break his arm, and take the shield. It's all in the same show.
On John Walker, they do.
Yeah, they fucking mug him. They mug him like they're thugs. It's like they rob him for his phone. It's you wouldn't believe it. That's what they did to Bucky and Sam.
It's almost worth watching just for how good an example it is of the difference between what the writers intend and what they actually show.
Yes,
it's actually so good as an example of that because it happens a lot in media, but not quite as consistently or as clearly as in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
She's right. This is one of the best, just for educational purposes. It might be worth watching because I've never seen a show that and fucking up their intentions to this degree to where they're still trying to correct it in the Thunderbolts and they fuck it up even more. It's all so screwed up. And then the crescendo of the "you have to do better" Senator line is just wow, incredible, man. Yeah.
All right.
Vex, did you see this?
I did see this, yes.
Would you agree with the cinema score?
No, it's not an A-.
Okay, what is it?
C+, B-.
Okay, so the cinema score is correct because you always have to grade that shit on a scale.
Oh, okay. All right, then.
I'd say an A- is realistically like a B-, something like that.
Has anyone seen
cinema score. I haven't seen it yet, so I have no clue. I was hoping someone had on the panel.
I'm kind of just hoping they don't. I'm hoping they don't embarrass themselves. I like these two actress, and yeah, I'm hoping it's all right. I don't particularly have any interest in it myself, but we'll see.
I wasn't gonna bother watching it. My memory of the first Naked Gun movie is very fuzzy, and I didn't rewatch it before this. And I actually never saw the two sequels either. But going into this, just kind of like blind, like that, I had a lot of fun. I genuinely laughed several times. Pacing was very good. The chemistry with all the cast was pretty awesome. Liam Neeson, who I didn't know until yesterday, actually is very good comedic timing. You can tell his age limits him for some of the stunts he pulls and whatnot. Him and Pam Anderson had really great chemistry. I like Pam Anderson as an actress. I really like The Last Showgirl with her earlier this year. I thought she was great in that.
Loved her in Barbed
They're
Wire.
dating. Them
Yeah, there
dating
you
is
go.
fucking awesome, man. I
Yeah.
just like that matchup. Just yeah.
It's pretty cute that
luck.
they're together now. But also, the only issues I had with it is that it leans a little bit too much into some of that Seth MacFarlane humor here and there. So there's certain gags that you'll pick out and be like, oh, that's not typical Naked Gun humor. That's like Seth MacFarlane humor or Lonely Island humor, because Akiva Schaffer is the director for this. So, but like even then, it's not political whatsoever. It's not trying to be like uber culturally relevant, even though it pokes fun at some of the things that are like just like AI and tech is a big thing that it pokes fun at pretty consistently. I'm trying to think what else was. I like that they used more practical than they did CG. Like there's gags in there that they really just could have hired a VFX team to do, but instead they do the work and make a prop or a costume, which was appreciated. Some nice little pokes at just like what was considered humor 15 years ago versus what's considered humor now. I had a lot of fun with this. I'm happy to rewatch this when it comes out on digital. In all honesty, I was pleasantly surprised.
I'll probably wait till digital, but
Yeah.
I'll watch it.
Oh, also the Fergalicious bit was my favorite because anybody who was watching like gaming compilations in the 2000s knew that everyone was making gaming compilations to Fergie's Fergalicious. So that made me like genuinely just like the biggest smile on my face just seeing that, which I thought was great. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and not a whole ton of like self-deprecating or degrading humor, because like we've been stuck in like that Judd Apatow era of comedy
Yeah.
where every joke needs to be like a dick joke or a sex joke or something like that, and there's none of that in here, which was quite refreshing.
All right.
And just respect to Pamela for finally like embracing her age and dropping all of the fucking makeup and whatnot. I just think she looks great now. It's just
She's been doing that for actually quite some time. I
Actually?
know it's been popular more like now because she's having a resurgence in her career again, but she's been doing this for almost 10 years.
I don't know. I respect it. At one point, you had a good run. You really did. Just chill
Yeah.
out. It's time to be an old lady.
Yeah. No, she looked great actually. She looked
Mhm.
like really good for her age.
They are dating in real life, I believe.
Yep, they
where
are.
were you, Cynic? We said that like 5 minutes ago. You
Oh,
pulled
yeah.
it up. Yeah, I think it's actually a really cool like setup. Just I don't know. Sometimes you hear about it and you just feel nothing. But I just like the idea of these two together. I hope it works out.
I just thought it was really sweet because like Liam Neeson hasn't dated anyone since his wife passed away. I think it was like 15, almost 20 years ago now. Like he said in like interviews like she was the love of my life. Like I just, I can't picture. And then Pam Anderson comes along and suddenly like he has a heart again. It's like, oh,
Yeah, fuck,
that's
man.
so sweet. So sweet.
It's hard to even picture doing that, if losing a wife and going through all that and trying to find that love again, like it's nuts. But if you can find it in his old age, like that's amazing for him, man.
Yeah.
Like, hope they have happiness.
No, it's a fun movie. It's not a perfect movie, but like I genuinely I had a lot of fun with this. Actually laughed several times too.
Oh yeah, let me help out the chat. Fucking Reaper, he's not dead. His computer blew up. We should have definitely mentioned that at the beginning.
He will return. This movie also came out.
What is this?
Liked this
What
movie
is
as well.
this?
So this movie is called Together, and it almost didn't come out because they were getting sued over it. I don't remember what, but it was
Really?
blocked for a while. Yeah.
Let's see. Hold on.
So it's weird. It's a weird film. It's a body horror film, and it tells the story about a couple in a codependent relationship, and the story is an allegory for that. The body horrors, like little spoilers, drinks out of some weird well they fall into near this house they move into, and they start being drawn together like magnets. Literally, that's what happens. They start being drawn together and like forming into one.
Apparently they were in a lawsuit because it's allegedly a blatant ripoff of a 2023 indie film called Better Half.
Really? Oh, well,
Yeah.
It was weird. So you're laughing at it often, but I don't know if I was laughing with it sometimes or at it at other times, you know. It was it was fucking goofy, but I figured I'd throw it in here because if you're into horror, I would recommend popping into your local theater and giving it a watch. Dave Franco's really funny in this movie. It's over the top, it's super bizarre, and it's supposed to be. So if you're into that shit,
I really enjoyed this, actually. There were a lot of issues with it, but I was genuinely surprised at how much I enjoyed this movie.
She looks rough throughout the entire film. They're in dire straits, my friend.
A lot of blood loss as well.
Yeah, they're being literally like fucking sucked together.
Yeah.
And they're trying not to form into one human being. So.
Without spoiling it, like it does. The setup
is it like an
really
interesting?
Good.
Is it just
interesting,
pure body gore, or the entire the mechanics of it interesting as well?
The mechanics are interesting. It's weird.
It's got like body horror elements in it. They don't go over the top with them. So like it definitely takes inspiration from like The Thing and Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
The Fly, probably.
Yeah, for those elements. But it doesn't like overexpose you to them. So when it shows up, like it's pretty interesting. But like it's just a really good commentary on kind of like modern relationships and how being in a relationship can sometimes make you lose sight of what was important to you or who you are. How there's like just a lot of millennial relationships, at least from what I've encountered in real life, where it's just people that are together out of convenience and comfort more than wanting to have a life together or anything like that. So from that perspective, it sets up a really interesting like critical lens onto something like that's culturally relevant without being a little bit too cringe or being too political or anything like that. But then there's some other elements that are introduced in the second half, which I don't want to discuss because it will spoil the movie, that I wish they had utilized a little bit more and would have thrown this movie more into a horror genre rather than like weird indie.
That is what I was worried about.
That's where it stays.
As you were guys saying this, I'm like, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. It's gonna be some weird indie fucking bullshit, isn't it? That's always how it twists in the end.
It's just,
well, it's very on the nose with its allegory. I mean, it's pretty fucking obvious that it's like a metaphor for a codependent relationship or whatever, and but it's still fun to watch. Because the performances are fantastic and you're really just stuck with these two characters, you know, and as they are stuck together. Yeah,
right. It's only 90 minutes too. The pacing is pretty amazing.
Rapid fire.
Yeah,
it's nothing like Mother, is it? Did you watch Mother?
I did not see Mother.
Anyone seen Mother? That fucking fever dream? Anybody?
I remember when it came out, but I don't like Jennifer Lawrence, so I didn't.
Like the arts, like just artsy bullshit to the point where I don't even know what the fuck is going on. And like, yeah, if anyone could explain that movie to me, I'm open to hear it. But yeah,
I think I like this more than my girlfriend did, actually.
Mother was traumatizing. Someone said that. Yes, Mother. What the fuck? I don't understand how that movie could appeal to anyone, and I'm super open-minded when it comes to movies.
Interesting.
Yeah.
No, I recommend this film. Yeah, this was a good movie. I quite enjoyed this. Just I wish it did a little bit more, but it's like I give it like a 6.5, 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I'd stick with a 6, maybe 6.5. But go see it if you're into horror. It's something to hold you over until Weapons comes out.
Right, and Alison Brie goes full frontal in this as well.
Oh yes. And for the ladies, you get to see a mangled penis, I think.
No, that was not for the ladies. Hold on. Hold on. No. Nobody cared about that.
Are any of you familiar with The Longest Walk, the Stephen King movie that's coming out? I remember liking the
No.
trailer for that.
There's
Oh,
a trailer
right.
out
I
for
forgot
it.
about that. Yes.
It's the
That did look
longest.
intriguing. Yeah.
Yes.
And when does that come out? September?
Um,
I'm gonna have to look it up.
it should be soon because I do remember seeing it in the theater with all the other trailers.
The Longest Walk, Stephen King. Oh, The Long Walk. Whoops.
Oh, The
okay.
Long
Oh,
Walk.
whoops.
Yeah,
There we go.
September
So
12th.
coming up, yeah.
I've had like 7 different answers in the chat or something. Mother was a Bible
Yeah.
movie. This isn't just still nobody could piece together what that movie was.
Oh, David Johnson is in this. Okay. I'm a little interested now. And Charlie Plummer. Oh, but Mark Hamill's in there.
Whoa. He was great in the House of Usher. I don't know why everyone bashes his acting ability. He's a fucking moron on Twitter, but he can still act.
I know, but it's like one of those because I tried to divorce the actor
Yeah.
from the person, and
Separate the art
there's
from the artist. Yeah.
right. There's just some instances where it's kind of hard to do, and Mark Hamill is one of those instances where it's really hard to do.
Just don't follow him on Twitter. Just he's a
I don't
Did you
even give
guys
a
see
shit
that,
about Star Wars, and I don't know.
Did you guys see that Stuckman released a trailer for Shelby Oaks? It was actually in front of Together.
I heard
Oh.
about it, but I've not watched it.
Can we see that? I'm curious to see what he does.
Yeah, I was wondering if we could watch it as well.
I've seen his one that EFAP reviewed where it was just like a director talking to a producer or something, and
It really doesn't look too bad. The acting probably could be better from the main character, in my opinion, already.
They upped its budget, didn't they, quite recently, I think, post-production or whatever. I think they gave it more money, which kind of suggests that, I guess it's pleased the studio. I'm assuming there is a studio. I don't really know much about it.
I feel like just as a YouTuber, even though I think his content is like a fucking joke, I hope he does good. Just like, I don't know. I just feel like this is one area where I hope he puts it all together and makes a good movie just for the sake of YouTubers. Like, out of respect for that. I don't know why he's not. He loses all credibility as a reviewer, but he won't actually fucking review things. But I hope he pulls this off.
Is
Maybe cool for him.
just because I don't follow anything Chris Stuckman related, I haven't even watched any of his reviews, to be honest. But is he the guy that admitted like fairly recently that he was only going to review things that he liked?
Yeah,
Yes.
he will not
Okay.
criticize movies whatsoever. I watched his Midsummer review, and most of the review is talking about how it rained on his way to the theater. I will never fucking forget that ever.
Yeah.
Dang.
But the thing is, you don't
See,
really miss
that's
very
good
much
content.
either way, because the Chris Stuckman doesn't say anything even when he is being critical.
Yeah,
That's like they were already incredibly bland, low effort stuff, but he basically just says, and this movie was released by this studio and it's directed by this man. And
All the
that,
shit you can just read on the
That's it.
Wikipedia page.
It's a
Yeah.
Wikipedia page. He doesn't actually offer anything that's him. There's
Nothing
nothing
critical at
personal
all.
whatsoever. No, not just critical, personal. Like, I don't know how he feels about anything, but he will just recite information. It's paint drying. It's worse.
You can basically, I mean, if you see the thumbnail and it's Chris Stuckman on it, you just know that he liked the movie. Move on. Now you don't have to watch the video at all.
It's just
And it's because he said it as well around the time when he was announcing that this was happening. So it was just a case of like the reason he's doing it is because he doesn't want to piss off any potential friends he might need.
Right.
yeah, pretty much. He doesn't want to
Um,
ruin his
do-
position now that he's a movie maker. But like, that's how you
Do you think
ruin
we
your
can watch
credibility.
this? Do you think we can get away with watching this one?
Yeah, fuck it.
Transform it probably?
Okay.
I really hope the main character is basically Chris Stuckman, though. That would be funny.
Wait, 1 second.
Huh.
Pause. What
I thought that
genre
was
is
you banging on the door. Jim.
no. I was gonna say, what genre is this? Just so I should know what tone I
Horror.
should be looking for. Okay, all right.
Do you need help?
Oh, this is the Red Band trailer.
She finally let me go.
What's Red Band?
That.
paranormal paranoids. Today we're taking our first foray into the abandoned town of Shelby Oaks.
I'm sorry.
It's so weird.
For the last 12 years. I know my sister's not dead.
That's a big deal.
What the fuck? How did he get Martin Flanagan?
Outside of Shelby Oaks. Riley Brennan is still missing.
The last night I saw her, she said she saw a man standing in her window, staring at her.
Yeah.
You live alone out here? Nope. Where is my sister?
I get the impression I'm going to watch this and think, I've seen lots of these things before.
Yes.
Yeah,
I get to watch movies,
same.
Chris.
This looks
Yeah,
very
this is-
generic.
I'm not even trying to insult it. It's just this looks like a guy who watches movies, watches found footage stuff, watches some horror things here and there, and just put a lot of those things here, like the things that you need to see, the shots that you know are going to be there, and it just feels very unoriginal and not even. Yeah, it's just extremely
which you know,
basic.
like, it can be fine for a first attempt. It's kind of like, as long as you're identifying what makes these genre films work and you're putting a bunch of tropes together, you're not going to end up with something terrible and offensively awfully bad. You just might not end up with something that people say, hey, that's really good and I want to see it over and over again and see more. But like, fuck it, it's it's the guy's first major thing, right? Maybe he is just playing it safe because safe is a good start. You'll have I'd say fine from the trailer is a fairly accurate assessment.
But part of the reason, the guy who just mentioned, I'm not a horror guy, this looks fine. That's part of the reason it looks fine to you. You're not familiar with how many times we've all seen this. As the four of us here, as horror fans, we've seen this 1,000 times. And there's certain elements that are like pretty obvious in terms of horror tropes and like the directions to take. And this looks very uninspired. It's almost exactly what I would expect. Which is,
to
like,
be fair, I don't like when people that aren't coming into it, as just straight up professionals, they start their career as content creators or whatever. I'm really not expecting something to be absolutely extraordinary. I am looking for competence, and it's competent.
This is the thing, though. Ideas are free. I feel like the production value isn't something I'm going to nitpick whatsoever. Like the blood looking shit at the beginning, whatever. Who cares? But I feel like the idea is something that should really, really be fleshed out. As someone who's a big, big horror fan, he should know how easy it is to be redundant or repetitive, and we've seen it all as horror fans. So it's really important to try to get a concept that's at least unique.
A huge amount of it is going to be as well, like the stuff that the trailer doesn't show you. Like you're not getting dialogue from the trailer. You're not getting character. You're not getting like that. That's the stuff that will, because you can elevate a really, really simple, fairly generic, repetitive premise if you have some really interesting characters to populate it. Like you need to do one thing really well and everything else competently, and you've got a movie that overall is actually okay.
Yeah.
I don't feel like we've got enough from the trailer to say, but I mean, it could be anything at this point. Trailers are not exactly great at sort of indicating quality these days.
Yeah.
But competent would be a step up from loads of major films. So if he turns out something that's just competent, fair play to him. Well done. But I guess we'll wait and see.
Most of the horror stuff that Neon's put out has been pretty good. Like it takes like pretty standard generic stories and manages to give them like a good twist, and their trailers, at least from what I've noticed, from what I've seen, they do a pretty good job at not showing too much and showing you just enough to be intrigued. This trailer in the second half particularly just shows me a lot of the same thing, which is that blonde chick just like being scared looking at things, which tells me that all we're going to get is probably a 90-minute movie on vibes, and that's about it.
Yeah,
I felt like
and
a
her
whole bunch
acting
of
is not
setup
very
and
good.
a whole bunch of setup and not actual payoff within the trailer to be able to set up any type of premises. It just seems like
Right.
repetitive shots of the same thing. And
Yeah,
if they
we
didn't
did quite a
reveal
lot
a
of
lot, but
like
you kind of get a
atmospheric
sense.
shots as well. Like I
Yes.
think I probably wouldn't personally have done this. Like the beginning shot of the trailer being just the tree and
Yeah.
it lingering for slightly longer than you'd expect. I could see that being part of the filmmaking style of the movie overall, because it's the kind of thing that it, again, is quite low effort, but it's basically competent. You can show people just completely normal things and linger on them for a slightly unusual amount of time, and it makes people think, "Oh, this is atmospheric." And say it's not; it's just a tree, but you're making it seem atmospheric. So maybe the movie will be comprised of lots of shots like that. But I don't know. Who knows? I'm interested to see what it's going to be, though. They're not like prejudging. I think he might. He's watched a lot of movies. He doesn't
would
really
say
tell us
this-
anything interesting about them, but he must know something about them.
I would say this on anyone's trailer. This isn't me ripping into Stuckman. This is just me judging a trailer neutrally.
Yeah, I
Like
know
said at
nothing
the
about
beginning,
Stuckman, so I just
we gave you a decent summary. There's not much more to fucking him other than that. But like I said at the beginning, I'm still technically rooting for him. Like, respect for a YouTuber who's going. Like, I want to make horror films. I would love to do what he's doing. I'm not gonna shit on.
Would you say? Would you agree with the commenter that we had here that horror is the easiest genre to kind of break into?
It's the easiest and cheapest to make. It's not the easiest to make quality. Making people scared is very difficult.
It's a really difficult genre to make a good
Making
movie
people laugh is probably the only thing harder than making people scared to do it effectively.
Yeah.
But because it is so easy and cheap to do, it's probably a good entry-level genre to get into. Maybe that is, in fact, the reason you get so many quite bad horror movies is that they're treated as everybody's like baby steps stabilizes entry.
If you have a good idea and a phone, you can do a found footage film, no problem. You just have to get it's all about performances at that point.
In other news, besides getting Stuckmanized, Liam Neeson says he didn't like his death scene in The Phantom Menace. I'm supposed to be this Jedi master. My character fell for that. Oh, I'm going for your face. Psych, I'm going for your stomach. Like, please, hardly a master Jedi then.
Psych. I actually want to see him say this quote. I want to see Liam Neeson say psych.
I'm supposed to be this Jedi master.
I think he does slightly misunderstand the scene he was in, which is not the first time for an actor. And fuck it, I'm not exactly the biggest defender of the prequels, but like, it is made quite clear in that fight scene that he is getting tired. The reason Maul is focusing on him is because, getting him alone is going to tire him out because he's seemingly the most competent of the fighters. And it's an unusual weapon he's going up against and an unusual enemy that the Jedi haven't had to face for a few thousand years. And the Jedi fight honorably with code, not by breaking rules. Like all of this stuff is kind of in the prequels. Not entirely surprised to find that an actor didn't necessarily pay attention to them, because you have to listen to George Lucas explaining shit, which is going to be boring. But, it is there.
There's also a piece of choreography that a lot of people don't mention or appreciate. It's after Maul basically counters and then stuns him with the lightsaber and then switches him. He didn't see it coming. It's actually a better setup choreography wise than a lot of people give it credit for. It wasn't just psych. The hitting him in the face with the lightsaber isn't an option that any other Jedi would have ever had, because he's got the double lightsaber. You can't use it like a blunt object because you don't have the extra surface area. So he didn't see that coming. He got rocked. It's just, I didn't really have an issue with it strictly because of that blow. You hit someone in the chin and you rock them. I don't care if you're a Jedi. You're getting booped. So
the thing I would be pissed off with if I were Liam Neeson is that nobody else dies of this fucking wound.
Yes,
so
that's
he
the
got
bigger
written
problem.
out of the franchise for something that's eminently survivable.
It's the first thing I thought to my head when I saw this is like Sabine, Reva, all the other fucking people who have been stabbed with lightsabers, and there's no problem. He should have an issue with them because they retroactively make his character look like a fucking joke. But the scene itself is choreographed pretty decently. It sucks that he didn't have a second stomach. Yes.
I think there was one more slide for today.
Yes, chat, I do know that Mr. Neeson is entitled to his opinion. So are we.
Yeah, so are we. This is our
kind
opinion
of
about his opinion.
Premise of a podcast. It's like how this works.
You have to have the right opinion, though. Haven't you heard?
Premise of a conversation. This predates internet, bro. Like, what are you doing?
Just figured I'd wrap up with some more horror. This fucking movie is gonna come out.
I can't believe
tired of the
they're
series.
still going. They're still fucking the red dude. Like, how many dreams?
Oh no, it's The Conjuring is different than the other. What's that other series?
It's different to whatever the other one is. That's like
Whatever
The
the,
Conjuring.
it's like the same fucking thing, but
No,
different.
Cynic,
You know,
Cynic, I know exactly what you're
Um,
talking about. They are the same
Paranormal
thing.
they're
Activity.
they
No,
really
no.
are. They're like the same fucking
They are.
characters.
They
For God's sake,
are.
with the
I
same
know exactly
actors.
what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. It's all
Insidious.
Annabelle.
Yes, thank you,
Insidious.
Chad.
Insidious.
Thank you,
Tay.
They don't. I don't care if they have this different movie or they're different fucking films. They're somehow the fucking same. Our brains won't
See,
separate.
everyone
I
knew
know
exactly what I
you're
was talking about because everyone feels the same way.
It's so true, man. They just blend together in my fucking head. I can't separate them.
Same fucking shit.
Oh God.
I think
Yeah,
I gave up
can't believe
after
this is still
Insidious
going.
2. I didn't bother watching the rest of the franchise after
I saw
the second one.
Insidious: The Red Door last year. What a piece of
What are you
crap.
doing, man?
Yeah, what are you?
They slap them together with fucking duct tape and they try to fit it all together. It's shockingly simple entertainment, but people eat it up like it's some great cinematic universe. I don't get it. I can't believe we're still making
So
Conjuring
bad.
films.
Isn't correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't The Conjuring, like, if you compare the budgets to the box office, like the most profitable film franchise of the 21st century?
Paranormal
Like one
Activity is probably more profitable if we're going
There
just one
there's
movies.
I remember reading something like over the last year about how much money the Conjuring franchise has made, and it's actually like insane. Yeah. Like it makes
So
a crazy
profitable
amount of money. Yeah.
because it's cheap to make.
But that's why I was saying Paranormal Activity should be at the top strictly because of how low the budgets can be kept.
That's true. I mean,
Oh shit, no, you're right.
yeah.
Most profitable horror franchise is the Conjuring universe.
There we go. Okay, yeah, there we go. Yeah.
What?
How?
So
I don't
wild.
know.
I think the spin-offs are included in that. So you get the 2 Nun movies. They always do well at the box office though. I liked the first Conjuring.
Actually, I just said the answer to this before. The reason they make so much money is because they have so many movies they're connected to, but they're connected by pocket lint. Like one little scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like nothing. Like, how does the Nun connect to the Conjuring? There's a fucking picture of a nun somewhere. Just make it up yourself. So
yeah, and like
it goes.
yeah.
It goes the Conjuring and then Alien, which that makes me happy. But I bet Romulus is a big part of that. I don't like that. Resident Evil, all the movies suck. It's a 1 out of 2, not bad. And the Saw
Resident Evil.
franchise, trash.
That
Wanna talk
franchise
about-
is so bad.
Want to talk about missing the mark on like such a fucking easy thing to do? Just copy the games, dude.
You're so right, man. It's a blueprint is right there. Just
It's
copy
right.
the goddamn games.
God damn.
You gave it to Paul W.S. Anderson. He's only made one good movie, Mortal Kombat.
Didn't he make one of the
95.
Blade movies? Didn't he do a Blade movie? Hold on.
No. Hang on. Let's look up.
Let's
his
see.
filmography.
Let's see.
We're all 3 of us fucking googling right now. Hold
Yeah,
on.
we're all going. Let's go.
Resident Evil. No, it
He
looks
did
like
Event
Resident
Horizon as
Evil.
well. I forgot.
Okay.
Oh,
that's
maybe
just
I'm
what it is.
thinking. Maybe he was a producer or something. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
And
Or
this
a
is where it gets
writer.
confusing, where so many people slap their names on things, you don't even really know what they did. Like the Snyder one, I think Mahler brought this to my attention of like how he wasn't the cinematographer for a lot of the movies that he gets praised for the cinematography for when he didn't even do it. But then the ones where he was, they're
Get out
trash.
of here, Dave.
You know, as Let me see.
Fifth Element was Luc Besson, Georgius Rex, French director.
Jason Isaacs was in Event Horizon.
Was he?
I don't. What the fuck was he doing in there?
Huh.
No, can carry on. Don't mind me. I'm fucking.
Well, anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, Paul W.S. Anderson. Yeah,
Yeah.
not great. No, he's not Yule Ball, but he's not good.
Yeah,
What is-
it's crazy
Hold
looking
on.
back to these sometimes.
What is this one based on? So this is The Conjuring.
It's another true
last-
story.
But like, which case was this from the?
Are they still connected though? Like, are they going from the first film?
Yeah, it's technically
Yeah.
all. Yeah, they like this is case by case, so they just loosely base each
Yeah.
movie off a real thing that Ed and Lorraine Warren investigated at some point in their life.
It's all real, Jedi Brooks. It might as well just be a documentary, honestly.
Shit, man.
Quote unquote real. Yeah.
Mm. Well, I think that is a good strategy, even though I don't think they did it well. But tying horror movies or any type of movie to real life events and just making like some type of alternate history or just trying to playing within the lines. There's a lot of things you can do with that, but I just don't think this is the best example of it. For sure, these movies just
I didn't mind the first Conjuring movie,
yeah.
but oh yeah, as the chat is mentioning, yeah, there's a lot of evidence that they were frauds. So I'm actually surprised this franchise has gone as far as it has.
Yeah.
Knowing that.
They make them out to be like such good people in the movie.
Yeah.
People care about the narrative. They don't care about the truth, right? And there's a lot you can do with that narrative. Like
Yeah.
the idea is interesting, like a couple, like a psychic couple going around the world or country, like saving people. Like there's something to be done there, but
What is the plot for this one? I can't find a plot on IMDb.
Wikipedia. Let's go.
It's not on Wikipedia. Oh, the real life Smurry family haunting. Smurl. Sorry, whoops, Smurl family. Okay, let's see what this is.
Oh, there is no plot breakdown.
Their house in West Pittston, Pennsylvania, was haunted by demons and other entities between 1974 and 1989. Okay, more of the same, but I haven't heard of this haunting.
They film these so fast too.
Yeah, this just started filming like end of last year, I think it was. I remember the announcements.
But they film it really quickly.
Are they relatively low CGI, or like I'm trying to think back in my head?
They are?
Yeah, because there's got to be a way to be able to get around that.
I didn't see the last one, the last Conjuring movie that came out. I think it was like 2020 or 2021. But those first few, even the Nun movie, they're all pretty light on the CGI. They try to do practical with as much as they can. I forgot. These always like rake in so much money on merch as well. Every time I go to Halloween Horror Nights, there's always something Conjuring related there. So
but it seems like it's the same shit every single time. Part of the reason I love Flanagan is like he just always has a good idea. Like I mentioned that the ghost movie Oculus, Mike Flanagan's movie he made a few years back. I'll take that over all the Conjuring films in terms of just an interesting premise that gets my attention and is well performed. Like easy recommendation if you just want a good ghost film to jump into. But just the amount of horror films, the amount of horror writers that can't come up with an interesting premise nowadays, it's almost frustrating. It should be your number one goal if you understand horror in general, because that's what it all stems from, right?
It's a double-edged sword almost, because yes, I agree with you, but also it's hard to scare an audience that has seen so much just because of the internet, right? Like, well, how do you really scare a person that lives in 2025? Like,
you have to.
Yeah, they saw someone set themselves on fire like this morning over breakfast.
It's all the different approach. It's not going to be the torture porn or the body horror, all the other things. It's got to be existential horror. It's got to be certain things that really play with your brain. And that's why I mentioned, even for you guys, a recommendation. If one of my number one picks for like a movie that I think might actually give a horror fan some chills was Lake Mungo, because it was made like a documentary.
I love Lake Mungo.
Thank you. There you go.
It's so good.
There's particular scenes in Lake Mungo that I felt genuinely scary. Of like, oh fuck! Like when you see the, you know what I'm talking about, Vex? Like the little images.
That was I rewatched. Okay, I watched that movie several years ago, and that was like the one movie that I vowed to never watch again because it scared me so much.
Yes.
And then one night I was just like, "Fuck it, I feel like being scared. Let me watch Lake Mungo." And I didn't sleep with the light off for another week, even though I knew the ending.
It's one of the only horror movies I could recommend for actually being pretty scary, because the concept is, it is designed for it. It's literally like a documentary, and you watch it like a documentary, and it's so well acted that you don't realize you're watching a horror movie until things play out. And it's just fucking creepy. It's all about immersion. I think immersion is like the secret ingredient for almost every bit of storytelling, but horror especially. If you lose it by even 1%, it all falls apart.
This is why I like the found footage genre so much. Is like it's horror that it's first of all, it's cheap, so people get really creative with it.
Yes.
First of all, but second of all, it's like it puts you in the seat of the person, so it's a brand new experience. But like the one I've been recommending to people lately is Deadstream. It's like a cross between a comedy. It's like Evil Dead if Evil Dead were a found footage film, but there's still like a fair amount of like jumps in it. I had a lot of fun rewatching that recently, but Deadstream is one and it's not too shaky of a camera too, because I know some people get like the motion sickness with the found footage stuff, but that's a good one to check out.
But Slow Burn helps as well. Like Lake Mongo, like see someone in the chat saying, yeah, Lake Mongo, you're probably either gonna find it creepy or boring. Like I don't think there's any other in between when it comes to it. Right?
Honestly, when you get the reveal
Yes.
of like what's going on, it's so
Yeah.
scary that it
Yeah.
makes everything like you can't be bored anymore because the lead
Yeah.
up to it is so absolutely intense.
You have to be invested in it as a documentary, watching the family and the whole
Yeah.
everything go out, and then it works. But that's a lot of horror. You kind of have to get yourself in that mode, you know? Like, yeah, some people with horror, they sit there and like, I'm not scared. You can't scare me. You should want to be creeped out. You should want to get that sensation. If you're looking to fight against it, that's not what horror fans go into horror for, you know? It's hard to explain, but it's yeah. The way I look at it is like almost every other genre can be it's basically like a feeling that you're normally going to get throughout the week, like action, comedy, all the other ones. You can get those sensations and those feelings several times a week. You can go years without actually being terrified or really truly creeped out by something. So that sensation is super rare. So that's what people go to for horror movies. That's the only time you can get it in a safe place where you're not going to get killed.
Butterfly Kisses is another good scary found footage movie. Similar tense buildup like Lake Mungo. I don't know if you've checked that out at all, Brooks.
Butterfly again? Say it again.
Butterfly Kisses.
No.
I quite liked that was a good lead up. It's like it's a film student who goes and investigates a local legend based on just like an incident that she heard like happened to a friend of a friend, essentially, and then you just kind of see her descent into you see her descent. There we go. Yeah.
There you go. No spoiler.
Yeah.
I got you.
We got some super chats that came in here. TGV Monster 24. Hi, everyone. Just got off work. Good to see you all.
Hello.
Hello. Again, FF4 66% drop. Fantastic Four fell harder than Lizzo falling to the ground after tripping on a cream bagel.
That's see, she's lost a load of weight.
I was about to say she's looking good.
It fell off harder than the weight after she started Ozempic. That's the new
right. That's much more accurate.
Yeah, she's now no longer a body positive person.
Right. that was just for convenience.
It always is.
Yeah, Ozempic, it's gone.
Being fat is absolutely okay until I decide that I don't want to be anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Until I find out that there's a cheat code and I can slop it off.
It's such horseshit, man.
God.
Just a real quick question: did any of you guys see Bring Her Back?
Yes.
What are your thoughts on that?
Really liked it. It's probably one of the best films that's come out this year.
Oh, jeez. I was hoping you fucking... Is it worth actually sticking around to the end? Because I fucking abandoned that movie. That's one of the very few times where body horror got me to be like, when the fucking kid and his teeth on the table, I'm like, you know what? Fuck this.
It's not a body horror movie, though.
Get the hell out of here. Okay. Get the fuck out of it. It's very, very hard to make me squeamish and grossed out, but I just turned that shit off. If it's actually worth checking out the ending, because I'm like, if whatever this payoff is, I don't know if it's gonna be worth it. But
I actually liked
good, I'll check it out again.
Because this is the follow-up for the guys that did Talk to Me, and I actually liked Bring Her Back more than I liked Talk to Me, and Talk to Me was a very good film.
I like Talk to Me.
Yeah, but that was our first conversation, Vex. I liked it too.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It was broken. The fucking kids that were bipolar. They were showing them, they were playing two different characters. So Talk to Me was fun, but fundamentally broken from the very beginning, which pissed me off.
The thing, so because Talk to Me was just like one character that we focus on and the narrative follows her, right? Now in Bring Her Back, we've got a few different characters with like different end goals in mind, but they manage actually to work that together better than they did just working with a single character in Talk to Me. So actually there were like a few issues I had with some of the characters, especially like what happens to a few of them in the third act, but through and through it was a very solid film.
Is there a payoff to all of it? Because I wasn't enjoying it, and I just like it was one of the few times where I just tapped out. Like, fuck it.
I don't want to. I feel like answering that question would spoil it, so I don't.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay,
I don't want to say. But you know what? I will give you this. It wasn't a happy ending.
Well, I could have assumed that based on what I saw in the movie, but
okay. I find that's a selling point because too often you see horror movies that just want to sell you a happy ending for the sake of having one. They don't want to let the characters fail or anything. So when a horror movie lets the characters fail, I really enjoy that.
I'm big on that too. But is that the movie I'm gonna sit through to be able to get that? We'll see. We'll see.
I'd be very
yeah.
If you liked Talk to Me for the most part, I think you will enjoy this as well. I think, and like I said, I think this is a better movie than Talk to Me.
I was gonna say my MCU ending is Thanos won, so like I'm down for. It doesn't have to be a happy ending. It just needs to make sense.
Gotcha. Yeah. What's her face? Sally Hawkins. Phenomenal performance in that. That's like genuinely one of the creepiest performances I've seen in years. Oh, the payoff for her is best, but okay.
Anyway, all right. I'll check it out. We'll see. Just watch. Yeah. I just want closure on the movie. I don't want to have those images in my head and not have answers.
Oh, I mean, you're going to get more images.
Jesus Christ.
Don't eat anything when you watch it. There you go.
TGB Monster says Avengers Doomsday may be doomed. Only draw is RDJ playing a villain with a bunch of failed heroes. They don't even have Spider-Man, the Guardians, or Deadpool and Wolverine.
Really? And none of those in it? I thought
really?
At least the Guardians were.
Oh, you know what? When they did the chair reveal, actually, the Guardians and Spider-Man weren't on there.
But I wasn't paying attention to the chair reveal at all. I thought it was funny as hell. Like, are we seriously looking at chairs for hours?
To be fair, it might be was it because they announced that, and then afterwards we got the news that they were going to condense and push back things and rearrange stuff. So maybe they'll add him in afterwards now because the Spider-Man movie's coming out before Doomsday.
Yeah. I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, you can't take their plan seriously. They've never actually been able to stick to a plan since the very beginning. They've always been like, doing it on the fly. So it's going to continue. They didn't have a plan throughout all these phases. Why would they have a plan now?
TGB Monster again. One of those Disney shills are calling audiences dumb. I am dumb, but I'm a hardworking dumb person, and Disney doesn't deserve my time.
I just think that shilling for Disney should get rid of your ability to call other people dumb. I don't think you should be allowed to do it.
Yeah.
Istaphobos, you will find the 40 million and 66% a lie too. Yes, we did go over that earlier. I pulled up your comment, but I agree. I think it'll probably come in under. That's in reference to Fantastic Four's actual second weekend box office numbers that normally come in on Monday evenings. So they should be coming in at some point here.
Oh,
yeah,
also,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, add on, like, for the budget for like Disney's been doing a thing the last few years where we don't even know the real budget of one of these releases until like 6 to 12 months later. Because even Captain America: Brave World, they kept reporting the initial budget, and we knew that there were heavy reshoots and everything, and they had pushed it back. And then we got the confirmed budget, I think, like in the spring.
Boom, real number right there. I'll go to Box Office Mojo to confirm, but
yeah. Go ahead, Jedi.
I fucking almost forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, wait. For Fantastic Four, is it tracking similar to any other movies you can reference just so I can get an idea of like how good it's doing? Like the 80% that you mentioned, what is that similar to?
Is this similar to Captain America 4?
Oh, no, you said Brave New World. What else? Like in terms of the successful ones?
I don't think there are. That's kind of the point, is that it's tracking to be unsuccessful. It's I don't follow these things closely enough. I guess Brave New World is the closest comparator.
So
for biggest drops, Ant-Man dropped like the same two, I believe. Hang on, let me double check.
Have there ever been any that have had like drops to this degree, but have had like any still, managed to have legs?
Oh,
of any kind?
Well, that's what we were talking about earlier. Is like Marvel films have always had steep drops after the first week, but it was different because they made it killing the opening weekend, right?
True. That is
so
true.
We can compare it, yes, but it's like the box office numbers are so insanely different that it would be pointless to.
Yeah, it's close to Ant-Man 3. Which was 69.9% second weekend drop. And it looks like this one's going to come in closer to like 67. So pretty close. Same vicinity as one of the lowest rated Marvel movies. Not great.
Just not feeling the hype, man. I'm not feeling the hype whatsoever. Like the Robert Downey Jr. thing feels like it was like 5 years ago.
I know.
There's just nothing to build a sentence. Like there's no Nobody cares about Thunderbolts. No one cares about any of the new characters. Fantastic Four is not doing that well. There's just no momentum going into this. They're spending all the money.
The Thunderbolts cope was so everyone's, oh, this is the best MCU movie in years, guys. Like, what do you do? And then everyone forgot about it after 3
A week later. It's crazy. I don't understand how we're doing
Well,
this for
because
years,
a
man.
good movie doesn't even if you think it's good, it's not fucking extraordinary. So it just leaves your memory banks, man. Like it's just a Marvel movie. It's not.
Yep.
There are 43 or what 43, 44 Marvel projects. Like 5 of them are memorable.
You can usually judge it by how quickly you want to rewatch the movie. If you want to enjoy this experience with someone else almost immediately, that's a sign of a really good movie, regardless of quality, just in terms of your enjoyment, right? But then rewatching it is where you get the truth. And I think good, well-written movies get better on rewatch. You find out more things, more details, more reasons to enjoy it. And then, but then there's crap like this where it's like, ah, man, I just wonder how they treat good stories when they praise shit ones like this. It's just bizarre. Like if you're a fan of Thunderbolts, you must have like had a seizure watching the Avengers. Like I don't get it.
Tay says saw F4 last Thursday. It was okay. Prefer the 05 and 07 movies, to be honest. Wish they set up Reed Victor's history. How will their rivalry work for Doomsday?
Oh, they'll get like 5 seconds on screen together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quick exposition dump. That's all it needs.
Yeah. Mr. Bones, inflation and recession equals fewer people willing to pay for slop. Luxury spending is the first to go. $20 to see 40th superhero movie? No thanks. Where's Reaper? As we all know, Reaper's PC is busted, but he shall return. Intent matters. Did you guys see the Variety's ranking of all the Marvel's movies and shows? Some hilarious choices in there. Yeah.
Yeah,
we saw.
Echo, Secret Invasion, go away. That's
Good
when you
choice.
you lose all
Like-
credibility instantly with those two.
Like any other profession, that kind of spectacular lack of judgment would just be a sackable offense.
Yeah.
Like if you were to make that kind of fuck up in a manual job, people would die, so you would get fired. But fucking film journalists, no, you're allowed to have bad taste as a film journalist. Why
Yeah,
not?
there's no standards for quality whatsoever. Like I'm
What
used to
if-
welding where I'm used to welding where you get yelled at for like a quarter of an inch. You know what I mean? Because standards matter when we're dealing with these things. But when it comes to movies, who cares? You can just shit out whatever list you want. You don't actually have to care about storytelling whatsoever. You have to
Hear
watch
me
them.
out. Hear me out. What if Variety put the list out that way because they knew that we'd be here on a stream talking about it and giving clicks to their website?
That was
I
the
think-
conclusion we came to. It's clickbait.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
And then what does it say about your publication that like the most coverage you'll get is by being as retarded as you can be? And it's like, well, is there any point? You're just clowns at this stage. It's clown college is what you are.
There was an article that came out a couple days ago. Emperor Goodwin shared it with me. But because now with Google, if you like Google a question or whatever, right, it gives you that AI generated thing instead of just listing the links now.
Yes.
So the article detailed how all of these news websites are experiencing a very significant drop in ad revenue because people are now just reading the AI summaries instead of going to their website for information. So
But it
I
was
suspect
something like, well, wasn't that partly behind this? Is one of the interminable antitrust cases that occasionally get brought against Google, and I think this had something to do with it. Is that because Google is now trying to turn its own search engine into effectively a news source, but it's sourcing the information it requires for its AI answers from other outlets that it's not paying for their information, that it's an abuse of its market position. I don't think that antitrust cases very rarely come to anything anyway, and they take 100 years to get there. But like, I think that's the reason it came about. Lots of very salty websites which are not happy about losing all their traffic. But then, you know, if they'd actually built up loyal subscriber bases by giving them good content year after year, maybe they wouldn't be in this situation, if you will.
Right. No, I'm just saying, like, this is like one of those things that you can't actually get a Google AI prompt for, and it's so ludicrous that you just put it out there. It garners so much traffic, and then people see the links on the side and they start clicking again. Because the Esquire list, like, it generated similar outrage from people 2 weeks ago, right? And I'm thinking it's just the maybe this is the new formula. It's like, yes, we can't trust critics, but also at the same time, they kind of know what will generate. Like, okay.
They're trolls. They know how to fuck with people. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing when they put Echo and Secret Invasion on a fucking list. Like, come on.
Exactly, right? So like, it's okay. I will admit this. I watched a Bonnie Blue documentary yesterday. It was very good. Okay. I don't support Bonnie Blue, but the documentary as a documentary was very good. But it went into how like there's news outlets that just like would put keywords in with articles about her. And what she learned to do is just like, oh, this is what they're complaining about. They keep using this keyword in all of these articles. I'm going to start saying it. So that's why she started putting out a bunch of videos about underage, because people will keep talking about it. Right. So the same formula. It's just if you say something like any press is good press is what everyone's leaning into at this point.
And it's just gaming the algorithm. I mean, like everyone who's ever worked anywhere on the internet, sort of if you're going to be successful at all, understanding at least a little bit of how the algorithm works is basically essential. If there's massive topics that are getting free coverage and SEO prioritizes them, lots of people will just skew their content toward it. Like the number of channels that like were born doing fucking Amber Heard v Johnny Depp law coverage that before that had done something totally different, and then after it have done something totally different. But it's just like, well, they understand how this game is played, so that's what
they play the game. That's Sydney Sweeney's boobs on every other thumbnail. Like, there's a reason. They play the game, man.
Jegs on Vogies. What are your thoughts on the latest Predator Badlands trailer?
Oh, did we watch that last week, or is there another one?
That's a good question. I thought there was only one trailer out so far.
Oh, well, if there's only one, that's an easy answer because we covered it last week. It's bad.
Hold on a second. I just realized, did we finish Chris's trailer or did we just start talking about it?
No, we finished it.
Yeah.
Did we finish it? That was the end? Okay.
Yeah. They understandably, because there's just not that much in it, so it feels like we didn't cover very much, but like that is just the trailer.
No offense.
Definitely not a gator. Trivia. Pedro Pascal has been in 13 films with both the budget posted on Wiki. How many of those films made more than 2.5 times its production budget? 3 times production budget?
I don't know.
No idea.
I know that Eddington film that he's in that just came out like a few weeks ago. I know that has bombed pretty spectacularly, but he did a gay cowboy movie with Joaquin Phoenix, I think, before
Brokeback 2?
No, it was I can't remember what it was called, but it was something about gay cowboys in love.
Two broke, two back.
Yeah, that's definitely
it. Two broke, two back.
I think most of his fame though is just like through TV shows, right? Mandalorian,
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones and Narcos are the ones that got him his start, I think.
There we go.
But he's been around since wasn't he on Buffy or something? He's been around for years, but he didn't get his big break. I think Game of Thrones would be, at least that's when I noticed him.
Who done it? Please watch Chris Stuckman movie trailer.
We did. You're welcome.
You are welcome. Luis Paleo. I never watched Fantastic until last night. Fanforstic. And I now see why it's considered the worst F4 movie ever. So I had to cleanse myself by watching the best F4 movie ever, The Incredibles. I feel better.
Yeah. You know what? I'm actually not sure I have ever. If I have ever seen Fanforstic, it was so long ago that I've forgotten everything about it, but I keep hearing how hilariously awful it is, so I might have to put it on.
No freaking way.
It was quite legendary in how terrible it is. Like it was all the rage back then to talk about how terrible Fanforstic was.
Yeah. Our friend Larry, or I guess now known as Clapton Groove Master, says, "Made you look."
Has YouTube fucked up the handles?
It has. Yeah.
Oh no. It's like when you see like a black cat in the Matrix, it usually presages them fucking something massively in the back end. They've broken it.
Yep. Big T 1519. There's newspaper pics in Daredevil with aliens from First Avengers. Also, for people who don't know, Luke Cage is the sheriff of Harlem. Jessica Jones' sister is in the raft. Colleen Wing is Iron Fist. Danny Rand went abroad.
I don't know who any of those people are apart from Luke Cage.
Danny Rand was Iron Fist. He was the blonde guy, Mr. Fister there. And Jessica Jones, that was a good first season.
I didn't like Jessica Jones at all. It was fan fiction. Yeah.
I think, isn't she coming back for Born Again season 2? I think they're bringing some of these people back.
Yeah, there's rumors that she's coming back. Her and I think Luke Cage was also rumored in there as well.
We couldn't make a good show with fucking Daredevil, Punisher, and Kingpin. Why are we gonna? What is Jessica Jones gonna do to improve anything?
She's just gonna bring the Simpson because everyone loves Kristen. What's her face?
Kristen Ritter.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, I like her. She's, past her prime, but she used to be hot.
Nah, she still looks good even for past her prime.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, she maintains the collagen somehow.
She is white as a ghost, isn't she? She doesn't go out in the sun.
It's okay. That's okay. We're all okay with it.
Slapped. I'm curious where the author thinks it goes from bad to good. Everything needs to be somewhere, so base ranking is almost useless if everything is a 7+.
Huh?
Is this in reference to the list? I wonder.
Maybe?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. Yeah. Or no. We'll cover our bases, both.
Yeah, I didn't quite understand that question.
Spiegel says, panel, how close is the superhero genre from heading the way of the Western, as in having one last good run near the end, then fall off completely? If so, how close do you guys think the genre is?
It's hard
already.
to say. Well, yeah, on the one hand, it's already in the sense that it's never gonna. I can't. Maybe
Dude,
Avengers will make a billion.
That 10-year or 11-year stretch was lightning in a bottle. It's over.
Yeah, they're never gonna be making billion-dollar movies for
No,
shit
the highs
ever
are
again.
over.
But as
the
a game
highs in terms
stat,
of that.
and unlike Westerns, there's still enough of an audience that is keen enough on them to
But
get
you
them
have
over
to
like
make
the
them
$500
at a
million
reasonable.
mark.
You've got to make them at a reasonable budget, man. You cannot be fucking making $200 million superhero movies and get back a loss of $100 million. It's crazy.
It's
Yeah,
like
the
they
era
don't
of
have to go the
crappy
way of
shit
the
hero
Western, but like they might fall back into being relatively minor genre pieces that take up one corner of the cinema, as opposed to like the entire film genre as superheroes for the last 10 years.
Yeah,
I
they're
mean,
never
people
gonna
are
die.
keen enough on Superman to make me think there's a lot of people who still want superhero content, but it's not enough to make it worth spending $400 million on a movie.
Right.
Yeah, it's not gonna die completely, 100%. But the idea of being able to make shit movies that make billions of dollars and just push them out like that, that's gone. That's gone forever. They had their moment and they completely blew it. But the idea of an empowered person doing things, that's never gonna get old. As long as you have a good story, a good idea, a good concept, it can happen. It's just, yeah, they've had their time as number one far too long, and they've abused their position of power. And now superheroes are associated with bad writing. So that's going to take us a few years to dig ourselves out of that.
Tony Rodriguez Nunez. Hello, guys. Why Hollywood's budgets are so out of control? Hey, that's a great question. How can this be sustainable? I thought at some point they should have learned by now.
-1 is just to make a movie that fantastic for what was it, 12 million? I don't know. The fact that they haven't learned from that, and that should be the norm.
The Clinton emails told us this 15 years ago already. Okay, there's a lot of pizza parties and Colombian snow going on behind the scenes, and that's why these budgets are so big.
And inflation has eaten into it as well, because those pizza parties now cost a huge amount more, and all the drugs are now really expensive. They've sort of reached this awkward stage where, because during money printing era, they could afford, and money printing plus ESG equals you can just have as much infinite money as you like, because fuck it, no one's asking any questions about this stuff. That era is gone, but the inflationary effects are still here. So you've almost reached the point now where it's so expensive to make films in America, and in particular in places like California, that you can't lower budgets. It's physically impossible, because you've got a whole confluence of things. Minimum wage laws going up and up and up, and every fucking effective non-tariff trade barrier to competition. It's really, really hard to lower them.
But there's a couple interviews out there where there are a couple actors that talk about the waste, including Benedict Cumberbatch, as well as I forget his name, but he was in the Eternals, the Indian guy there. He was
Kamal
talking about
Nair or whatever his name
he was
is.
talking about him being the lowest on the totem pole. They gave him his own personal chef, trainer, and chauffeur to bring him wherever he wanted. And he was talking about how much waste there is that's blunt and right in your face every day.
Yeah. But the thing is, though, those are almost, they're quite a handy way of getting around taxation. So you can offer your actors a massive wage, but so long as they're resident in the country, and in particular in the state, that wage will be taxed. And so if you want to incentivize them with extra perks, which are not going to be taxed, then you give them chauffeurs, you give them personal chefs and trainers. These are like, most employers will do this up to a point. They will try and get around the amount of tax they have to pay on income by giving you non-income forms of wage benefit effectively. But the problem is when you get into a culture where that is the expected norm, like, which is the first studio that turns to their big star and says, we're not going to do that for you, actually? Because then they'll go to the next place that still does. Like, eventually it will have to come crashing down, and you can get around it slightly by hiring newer, no-name people who don't expect it. But it's the industry standard for a reason, and it's hard to go against the industry standard if you're taking things away from people.
Sarge Loki says, in Civil War, Cap helping when Winter Soldier was like helping a drunk driver who ran over children. Iron Man should have won and given the shield to John Walker.
Drunk driver who ran over children. Like, he was
No,
his best 100-year-old best friend who was literally brainwashed and was technically innocent, so he was trying to help him.
You're implying that he made the choice, because a drunk driver, you would imply, made the choice to drink and then get behind the wheel. That wasn't his choice at all.
Yeah, he was brainwashed, dude. And so many people forget that about Bucky. It's just like his story just gets forgotten for some reason.
That's
right.
why
That was his arc, was like he still struggled with the fact that he did something, even though he had no control over it, the guild.
And why would Iron Man give the shield to John Walker? Why would he give the shield to anyone? It's his dad. It's like John Walker doesn't even exist at this point in time in the story.
Yeah.
Weird one, but yeah.
Can't disagree more. Big T, again, them merging kind of reminded me of the mud monster from the Brothers Grimm trying to merge with that little girl. Still creeps me out. It was, yeah. It's fucking weird.
Are you talking about the horror movie?
Yeah.
Together, yeah.
Sandra Polly, best horror is the YouTube stuff Mandela catalog.
Hold on, I haven't heard of this.
Nope.
I was just gonna say, you guys are fully free to just send me random horror movies at any time. Like,
I was gonna say, yeah, please send me random horror things and I will watch it.
Yeah, it's the one genre where like I will check it out just in case. I will sit through like almost any horror movie.
Casser Carol Hart. These are really stupid. I hate this. Thanks, YouTube. Did any of you guys see or heard about the It spin-off series that's going to be released on HBO Max? I have, and it seems... Oh, I'll probably watch it.
Yeah, I don't care.
Give it a go.
At all. Yeah, it's very hard for me to have hype for a TV show these days, because like so often it's been just like letdowns. So like you'll get really invested those first couple episodes. Right. And then it just dips for like 3, 4, 5 episodes. And then maybe it finishes off really strong, or maybe it doesn't. Like there's no strong consistency with so much TV that I watch these days. So I just...
Yeah, it's usually one or the other. It's either you're like you trust the quality and you know it's gonna be fucking fantastic and you can't wait for the next episode, or it's just oh man, it feels like, you know, almost feels like work.
Hold up. Dexter Resurrection is not good. Y'all are wildin' for thinking that that is good so far.
Dexter season 5, 6, 7, 8, and anything else after that isn't good. They should have ended it on 4.
Dude, okay. I've been watching Dexter Resurrection just out of sheer curiosity, because already what was the last one? New Blood, right? New Blood was absolute shite. He doesn't die at the end anymore. They bring him back or whatever, but it literally breaks... It breaks all of Dexter's like core canon from just the first few seasons of the original series. Like, okay, spoiler talk.
Like his code?
Just in case. Yeah. Just in case, spoiler talk. So he is Harrison, right? Harrison's all grown up or whatever. So,
oh my god, the show's about Harrison. Are you fucking kidding me? What?
Hold on,
are you fucking kidding me?
Let me
just make a fucking Maggie show of spin-offs of The Simpsons. Like, what the fuck is that?
Let me go back a bit. Okay, in Dexter New Blood, right? So it's several years after the original series. Dexter's working in this like logging town in upstate New York sort of deal, right? And Harrison, now grown up and he's like 18 or something like that, he comes and finds Dexter, and then Dexter essentially like teaches him the code or whatever, because it turns out that Harrison has that same bloodlust, right? So at the end, right. So at the end of New Blood, it becomes this whole thing where Dexter realizes he's no good for anyone. He's not even good for his son. And he asks Harrison like to just basically put him out of his misery after this big thing happens.
It sounds like some Indiana Jones Bond bullshit where they have to fucking destroy the main character all over again.
Right.
What the fuck is that?
So Dexter's just like the final shot of New Blood is like Dexter in the snow and he's bleeding out. It's not just a little blood. It's like this is like a swimming pool of blood around him, right? There's no way he's living. So apparently they're just like, fuck that. Dexter's such a popular IP. Let's just bring the character back again. So he somehow survives that and Harrison gets a gig at a hotel. So Dexter's just like, oh, I need to try and protect him. I need to be a father to him now again, you know, after being like, I'm a terrible father in 2 different shows.
It's
So he
fucking
goes-
horseshit you're telling me right now.
He goes to New York to like keep an eye on him. But then there's this serial killer going around with an infrared hoodie that blocks his face out of cameras. So Dexter decides like, oh my God, I have to go after this guy because he stole my dark passenger name.
Okay,
And
that's
that's
fucking. So you're just making a clown out of a concept that actually worked in the fucking original series. That's just bullshit, man. That's just all that sounds so stupid. It just frustrates me because, like,
Here's-
if you remember season 4, right? Or if you're caught up with that, or any of the Dexter
yes.
fans, that is the perfect ending. End it there. Dexter would have been an all-time classic, but they fucked it up
Right.
and just tried to milk it. Go
So
ahead.
hold on, it gets even better. Okay, so this serial killer allegedly, he like so he would like take the drive because he was like an Uber driver killer or whatever, right? So there's this whole commentary on Uber drivers and how Uber driving is awesome, I guess, and it's the perfect gig if you want to kill people. So it turns out there's this secret society run by this hedge fund guy or whatever who's obsessed with serial killers. So he's managed to track down these like active serial killers in the
Oh my
United States,
God.
and they have an annual dinner with each other.
This is so fucking frustrating to even listen to, but I swear to God, this is just taking the premise and shitting all over it. Like, how is that not a shitty version of the Trinity Killer?
Hold on, it gets even better. It gets
No.
even better. The hedge fund guy that is obsessed with all of these serial killers is Peter Dinklage.
He's in this too? What the fuck?
God.
Just throw Tyrion in there.
It's
Oh,
so
God.
bad. Anyone saying this is good? Oh, there's also a super autistic female detective who, every time that she has a moment where she's solving crimes, BG's Staying Alive plays in the background.
Fucking God. Like, they're just making a fucking meme out of it at this point then.
Oh my God. That's awful to hear.
No, the show had so much fucking potential and like the perfect ending. Very few times you have a show that has an ending that's so just spot on and thematically perfect, and then they continue from there. It's just a bizarre decision. And for you to tell me that it's gotten to the point where now it's just like a fucking meme, and we're shitting on the things that are actually well constructed, like its code and the Dark Passenger. They made that shit. They found a way to not make that corny in the original series, and now they've turned it
Yes.
into a fucking joke.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
annoying, man.
Yep.
Yeah. Watch the first 4 seasons for Dexter for anyone, but just ignore the rest. That's my
Yeah,
recommendation.
I
I
would
agree
stop
with that.
watching after season 4. So I recommended that to Turk because I started watching Dexter. I'm like, dude, just stop after season 4. Just trust
You
me.
can't do that with Game of Thrones. You can't do that with so many other shows, but it's very rare that a season ending works as a series ending, yet they
Yeah.
didn't take it.
Definitely not a gator. Yes, Neil Patrick Harris is one of the serial killers, and his is a weird one. He really likes people with tattoos. So what he does is he goes on Instagram and he like Instagram stalks women who like to get like body tattoos, and he waits until they finish their tattoos, and then he goes and he skins them.
Melvin Deeply says, so make haste to live, my dear Lucilius, and think of each single day as a single life. Seneca, TikTok, TikTok.
Hmm.
Thank you, Melvin.
Thank you, Melvin.
I don't know what that means, but thank you.
That was lovely. Ruddy says, Ploots, if LFC get Isaac, is that the league done?
No, but nearly.
Was it some foosball that you're talking?
Foosball.
Yes, it's an actual sport thing. I won't bore the Americans with it.
Thank you. I appreciate that because if it's a real sport, count me the fuck out because it's boring. Paul Connolly says, question for Cynic. Having seen your Matthew Broderick segment in your celeb self-destruct video, would you want to cover director John Landis in a future video? In my opinion, he should have gone to prison. I will have to look up John Landis or chat, if you know, please fill me in real quick. I'm always looking for celebrities to put in those videos.
John Landis.
Fill me in, chat. But that was the last super. So, my God, as usual, 2:45 is like that's the time for a BSUP episode, I guess.
Fucking flew by, man. Shit. Fucking need more horror movie recommendations. I'm gonna check out better whatever the fuck it was called.
John Landis helicopter accident during the filming of Twilight Zone movie. Thank you, Emperor Goodwin.
Huh?
Yes.
I thought you were answering me. Oh, my bad.
Oh no, sorry. I just like zoned right in on the answer I was looking for in the chat. So.
Streamer brain, it's all good.
Watch Deadstream, Jedi Brooks. It is like horror comedy, but like the jump scares are genuinely good, in my opinion.
I'm almost a snob. I love Shaun of the Dead, but other than that, I stay away from horror comedies. It's such a weird one for me.
You know what? I generally do too, and this works really, really well. Like I was genuinely surprised at how well it worked. It's literally just Evil Dead if Evil Dead were a found footage film.
Wait, is it help that I don't like Evil Dead?
Oh,
I don't. That's one horror movie I don't like. I do not get the appeal of that movie whatsoever. Someone has to fill me in. That's the one I just don't understand. But it's so popular. I do not get it.
Okay, how about this? It's just if you take, cringe YouTuber content creators and you threw them into a horror movie.
Unappealing.
It's I don't know how to explain it any other way though, but they have the pair that wrote and directed it have another movie coming up real soon. But I'm genuinely excited because it balances so much really, really well.
Compared to like something like The Descent, which is like one of my favorite horror movies, that's just so much more my jam. Where I'm just there's no jokes, there's no nonsense. I love the premise, I love the characters.
Okay, see, so I guess because like The Descent is like a top 3 favorite movie for me, but I guess that's where because like I like literally every genre of horror except for whatever cringe genre Scream was a part of, slasher or whatever.
I was gonna say,
stand those movies.
Have you watched the sequel to The Descent?
I've watched the first 3 Scream movies. I understand the cultural significance of it, and I can
wait, not Scream. Where'd you get? You just cynic brain again. Not Scream. The Descent, the sequel to The Descent.
Oh yes, I have, and I didn't like it.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid as hell. They give the main character amnesia as a stupid excuse to get her back in the fucking hole. Like it's so retarded.
Yeah,
and they bring the hot Asian chick back because she was hot, and fuck it.
It just falls into like typical trope territory where
it's the tropiest sequel ever of just like fuck it territory. Like we need them back in the hole because
okay, I guess if I think of recommendations then Jedi, I will send them your way.
All right.
I did. I became a verb. No,
it's a streamer brain thing, man. You can do it's just how when you're writing and I'm trying something and the next thing you know you write that thing down.
Absolutely. I'm trying to listen to everyone and keep the show going. So I'm like reading the chat. I'm trying to participate and listen to everyone and fucking control the show.
Trust me.
I have streamer brain for sure, man. I got some ADHD. When I listen to the show back, sometimes I'm like, fuck, did I miss that? Because that was really funny. And I was off reading the chat or something, So that's where a producer does come in handy.
It's a producer brain, man. I was gonna say, we appreciate it. I fucking just have to show up, and that's it. Just makes it a lot easier.
No, I enjoy doing it. It's just sometimes I'm like, fuck, that was like I missed participating in that part of the conversation because I was off doing something else. God damn.
No, you blend it well. It's all good. As long as you're not like completely lost, you just missed the conversation completely.
Yeah. But that'll wrap it up for the show today. Mr. Brooks, are you up to anything before we are live next week?
I should have had a Jurassic Afterbirth movie out fucking ages ago. I'm getting a video out on that. The movie was atrocious. I feel nothing for Superman and Fantastic Four. I need passion and fire to make these videos, and there's just nothing there. So definitely Jurassic video left. We'll see.
Okay.
The Jurassic video 100%, and then I'm thinking of making that Prey. Like I've got more passion for shitting on Prey because I hate that movie than even talking about Superman or Fantastic Four again. So I got to stick to that. So I might focus on that next because, like you said, Platoon, you mentioned the Predator movie's coming out soon, so it might not be a horrible timing for it. But
Yeah.
stay tuned. I will soon for sure. I was sick this entire week. I'm still sick now. Actually, it's kind of why I've been so quiet tonight. So just need to bounce back. What the fuck?
I've been quiet tonight.
Yes,
Talk consistently the whole show.
But this is me trying to be quiet. I'm a
Dude,
big
you're
mouth.
like
I'm sorry.
the #1 contributor on BSUP for sure.
Shit. I always have something to say, but I'm like literally dying right now. I've had like a stomach virus this whole week. I've got shit
thank
done.
you for being a trooper.
No problem, man. I was gonna come out, but yeah, no, appreciate it. It's always easy just knowing I just show up and just talk some shit and we're good to go.
Yeah, for sure, man. And Vex, what about you? What are you up to?
I don't know.
Okay.
I got things in the pipeline. That's it.
Well, I'll do it for
you?
her. She's helping me with I finally have someone I work with here and there, and so Vex is going to be doing some of my editing going forward. So just depending on when the timing lines up. So
yeah,
the Jurassic video, she'll be doing some of the editing on that.
Good.
So
yeah, I just edit here and there now. That's
Right
all.
on.
Yeah.
And BSUPper. So
yes. Thank you for having me as usual. This is a lot of fun.
Platoon, what about you, sir?
Oh, same old. Too many things. Some of them will eventually release. Maybe this week. Maybe not. Who knows?
It's in the hands of the gods now.
Yeah.
Oh, you should probably update on After Dark. There's no no post tonight. Not tonight.
No After Dark tonight. There was one scheduled, but they all dropped like flies.
We got minus a member. Platoon's also busy. I'm very, very sick and also
He's
busy.
sick. And so no After Dark tonight. I think next week will be the first time all 5 of us will be together on both shows.
Will it?
If Reaper comes back, yeah, in time. I mean, hopefully.
He should be fine. He can't have a computer down that long.
Yeah, he won't be down like that. No way.
No, I gave him the template. It feels weird calling it Platoon's template because I didn't even get it from you. I got it from Dark Hour technically, but I gave that to him to start fighting and just not dealing with all the bullshit on YouTube because some of his just stuff gets demonetized and he doesn't fight back. So yeah, if you got the talent, then fucking get paid for your shit.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that will do it for this episode. 2:45. Yep. That's it.
Perfect.
BSUP times. But yeah, we'll see you next week, and After Dark will return as well.
All right.
So then, Platoon, I'll let you take us out.
Bye.
Fuck you.